That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Delcor responds to heating emergencies 24 hours a day. Go to delcorinc.com or call 252-321-8868. Get a new train system with special financing for 60 months, subject to credit approval. It's hard to stop a train. Offer expires 3/31/21.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sub Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania now at Bostic Sub Furniture.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed.
The loser has to go to the school on a school day and walk in and just see what happens.
Like arrested.
When you walk into a random school as an adult. You want to risk that one?
For your sake, Rose's resource officer is very big. I don't know if I would risk that.
Loser takes an ass kicking by the opposing team's resource officer.
Now we're talking.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome in to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. It is a beautiful day in Eastern North Carolina. Basketball, postseason basketball at that, is on the TV. So I'm feeling great. I hope you are as well. And if you're not, maybe after this 3-hour program, you'll be feeling good as you tune in to Pirate Radio Live on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM at Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, 1250, 930, still there. Also online at pr927fm.com. And you can watch the program on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and watch all of our local shows. In this show, The Brian Bailey Show, we've got our post-game Zooms posted up there. Also, all of our videos that we post, including Softball Shirley, our newest This Is Pirate Radio video that was posted over the weekend. You can check that out. And all of our videos right there on YouTube. All right, coming up on today's show, we got a lot to get to. We'll get you ready for some ECU baseball coming up later today, as Stephen Igoe will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios to talk about that. We'll talk about everything going on in the world of sports. That includes area high school football, big one between Conley and Rose coming up. Billy Weaver will join us to discuss that. He'll recap Farmville Central's championship win for the boys. Got that on the way. Got some NFL talk in hour 3 with Antwan Staley. A lot of franchise tags being used today. Dak Prescott signs a big deal. We'll discuss all that and the ACC tournament and more with Antwan Staley. We'll talk ECU women's hoops with Kim McNeill coming up in hour 3 of today's show. The Pirates on the hardwood late night tonight at 10 o'clock. I just remembered I need to find a line for that game to test Chandler and Shirley, our ECU women's basketball experts, and I will get to work on that as we talk to Kim McNeill in hour 3 of today's show. Also, Brandon Manning, former Pirate, has some tickets that he wants us to give away for Friday's ECU baseball game, Shirley. So I say we do that in hour 1 of today's show.
Okay.
While Igoe's here, and then we'll open up the booty bag in hour 3.
Yep, that sounds like a plan.
Good deal. We'll check in on the Shirley Rhodes news desk coming up at 4 o'clock. So Shirley, keep compiling your notes. Chandler as well. Chan Man, speaking of you and your interest, I'm looking at some Facebook memories, and I attended a Hornets game on this day in 2015. I got a great picture of Lance Stevenson staring right into my soul.
Wow.
So Lance right there. We had some good seats for this Hornets game. It was a Hornets win because they've never lost when I've attended a game. 3-0 when I attend a game. Chandler and I are Miami Hurricanes fans at the moment as they take on Pittsburgh, and they have a 4-point lead over the Panthers in the first game of the ACC tournament. All right, Stephen Igoe is here, and he's on time. Thought he'd be a little bit late today, so last week...
Look at the swag.
Oh, he's got the new Hoist the Colors shirt.
Check out the swag.
Looking good, looking sharp.
Here's a question. Where's our swag? That you promised us last week.
He's got a bag over here. I think that bag is full of our swag.
Actually, it's just my computer. I do have a shirt in there for my intern, but not you guys. But it's coming. It's coming, okay? Troy, it's coming. I promise. Gotta be a little patient.
So that's your computer bag and not the swag bag.
This is the computer bag, not the swag bag. At some point, I will roll in here with the swag bag, but I'm waiting on some further deliveries. I need to know if you guys would prefer black or purple for shirts.
I always go black, and I'm never going back.
Did you let your wife know that?
For shirts, yeah, she provides me with a lot of black shirts. So where was I going? Oh yeah, Igoe didn't even show up to the studio last Thursday,
right?
Because of some
I was servicing
BS excuse.
The community.
Servicing the community. What the hell are you talking about?
I was giving away Horse the Color shirts.
I was donating to the community would probably be the better way to put it.
Today, Steven said, "Gonna be 5 to 10 minutes after 3. Had to pick up and drop my dogs off from grooming." Like you do nothing all day. By nothing, I mean you're doing stuff. But you're doing stuff remotely.
Yeah, I'm doing stuff in my office upstairs.
You could have done this dog stuff any time of the day.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I dropped them off at 10 when their appointment was, and I had to wait. I was told that they would be ready around 2, and I gave them my number. The problem is they did not text my number when they were ready. They texted my wife, so I'm on the way to radio at 2:25, by the way, to get here early and just chat it up with you guys.
Chat it up. Yeah, like you always do. You come in, happy Igoe, chat it up with us. Yeah, you don't do that.
So my wife texts me, let's see here, I got the text if you want to read them. Did you pick up the babies at 2:31?
Tell Clip I said, hey, he looks handsome today.
I said, I haven't got a text they're ready yet. I'm heading to radio. I just got the text. They're ready. So then I swung by, I picked them up, and then I dropped them off, and then I came back here, and I made it 2 minutes late, Clip. You know what? I could have not even showed up at all.
Oh, yeah. Well, like you did last week.
Yeah. Well, next time I'll be sure to mail it in.
Why? Why do you want to mail it in?
You guys give me such a hard time for busting my butt to get
here.
guys.
Why are y'all Chandler, Shirley, why are y'all giving Igoe such a hard time?
We have not said a word.
He's a guest on the show.
Hold on. Beep, back that train right back on up, buddy. You are not
you
throwing me under the bus for this one.
Well, you said you guys. So
well, mainly Chandler called me out for not bringing
Okay, I guess I started this
for not bringing the swag.
Rampage.
Troy comes in here asking for swag.
That's right. Y'all leave Igoe
Shirley is
alone.
innocent. I don't want to make Shirley mad, so Shirley's in the clear.
I only answered one question. You said, do you prefer the black shirt or the purple shirt? I said black shirt. I answered your question, and that was all.
That was fair.
How much swag have I given you?
Oh, wow.
Radio over the last 18 years.
18 years.
How old are you, by the way? How old are you, Steven?
Swag when you were
I'm
just
28.
a 7-year-old.
So he's 28. When Igoe was 10 years old, how much did Troy give you? Because that is,
I would Igoe in the football stadium when started giving you stuff.
Probably right. Quite a bit. It's coming. The swag is coming, guys.
Then don't give me a hard time for asking.
All right. Now I just purposely don't want to bring it, just to see you guys' reaction every time.
Just keep saying it's 1 week away.
I'm going to bring just a shirt and just not give it to you guys. Just kind of show it off. Maybe I'll give one at a time. Whoever's the nicest at the end of the show.
Mike says, quote, "I've never gone back from black shirts," end quote. Says a guy with a white shirt off. Okay, I'm a complete fraud. You called me out.
They did call you out.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. Steven, thanks for being here.
And thanks for giving us swag in the future. I want to go ahead and just thank you in advance.
I appreciate that compliment. Or what's the proper phrase for when somebody says thank you?
You're welcome.
No, like what's it called?
What is the person called that says thank you?
Just
what is the proper phrase? I don't know.
Sentiment?
Yes. Like, it's a proper sentiment or whatever is what I was trying to say. Just let's move on.
All right. Why are you or Mr. Go to Games? Why are you not going to Durham today?
We don't get any different access if we go.
Right.
I mean, as far as I know, there's no in-person interviews. So
I figured being at that stadium, you'd be more willing to go than if it was at Duke Stadium, which is your least favorite stadium.
100%
to go to.
I did give it some thought, but with or with the COVID protocols, we'd have to sit outside, and I didn't want to commit to going, and then it'd be like 40 degrees, and then I did not go. So obviously the weather's nice. It probably wouldn't be a bad day to sit outside, but it also creates a glare on the computer screen, and then you have all sorts of issues.
Yeah.
And if you can't see what you're typing, then you make mistakes, and then everybody gets on you on Twitter, then they think you're bad at your job. So it has a trickle-down effect.
Speaking of getting after you on Twitter, you posted something about white helmets.
I mean...
Actually, okay, I should say you responded to a post by an ECU player who posted something about white helmets, right? Who was the player?
Malik Fleming.
Malik Fleming posted a picture of the white helmet.
Is this like what we don't know? Is this sitting in the locker room? Is this a throwback helmet that he just acquired a picture of?
It's a white helmet with a big ECU sticker on it, the Jolly Roger, I guess.
We don't know the context of the helmet.
I have always said I'm a fan of the white helmet. I think it's a great look. I like the all-white uniforms. Of course, being a guy who likes black shirts, I love the all-white uniforms. I really
totally went against the grain of what you said.
I'm contradicting myself every minute of this program. Igoe posted, what did you post? Some eyeballs? Yeah, you just posted some eyeballs.
I mean, but I knew it would generate something.
And somebody had responded that a lot of people know. Oh, there's an ECU player,
Warren Saba,
that says, "Don't get your hopes up."
That's disappointing. But Warren Saba, by the way, is highly entertaining on Twitter.
I like his voice.
He does have a great voice, and he's a good interview. But I noticed that when I tweeted out something earlier this week about the receivers, I was like, here's a receivers preview with Drew Dudzik, and he was like, he just quoted the tweet and said, "Free Audie and Josiah." So I get him the ball, or feed. I think he said feed him. Feed Audie and Josiah, not free.
All right.
Feed Audie, feed Josiah.
Yeah, we kind of missed on Josiah his second year at ECU.
Yeah, he had a couple injuries, things he dealt with. So. All right. But I hope this is a breakout year for Josiah.
Speaking of topic of discussions on Twitter, I want to go back.
This is a segment called Speaking Of, or do we just go on to a next topic?
And we're not done with white helmets. I want to go back.
We're not done with baseball either.
There was a topic of discussion for the baseball game this past weekend dealing with the ESPN Plus broadcaster. We were watching the game here in studio. We didn't have the sound on.
Right.
But I just remember going through so many threads on Twitter talking about the guy that was doing the game, and I finally turned the sound on for maybe 5 minutes, and I heard him say Seth Cattle, and then I also heard him say Bryson Worrell.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
which I make that mistake, but he made a lot more.
I need to get him on the show. Do you know his name?
Gary Griffith.
Gary Griffith.
If you
double G.
If you Google his name and play-by-play guy, it comes up with his resume. He used to call some, I think, Coastal Carolina games of some sort. I mean, he has experience.
So you'd say he was a solid hire?
I never said that.
But would you say that? Because that's how you judge guys, based on their resume.
I don't know anything about this guy, nor have I heard anything. So, no, I would not have said it's a solid hire.
You didn't know anything about Tim Doust?
I talked to people in the industry. Industry sources told me that he was a solid hire.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Anything else, Chandler?
So he was with.
What's your point?
He was with Coastal Carolina. So did he? This isn't my point, but did he call the NCAA championship game when they won it?
On his resume,
and if that's the case, that is a solid hire.
I agree, solid hire.
It said something about he called games for the College World Series champion Coastal Carolina, but I don't know if it was that season or if he's just using that to. Again, you guys have to go read it for yourself. I found some of the quotes, other people hyping him up after all the stuff that we heard.
Industry people? people within his...
I don't mess with the broadcast
Well,
injury.
first, I was shocked to not hear Corey Glor's voice. I thought he was going to be on the ESPN Plus.
Look, we're getting really inside baseball here. They don't want to have the home team's announcer doing ESPN Plus.
Okay.
It's got to be a quote-unquote neutral guy.
So the point of bringing this up was to help you guys get into the baseball discussion.
Okay, so but we have to go back to the white helmets. We're on a line, like a linear thought here, and it's gone baseball, white helmets, announcer guy, solid hire announcer guy. Now we're going back to white helmets. What did you have to say about white helmets?
Oh, I put out a picture today of the white helmet, purple jersey, white pants combo, and I think it's such a sharp look. Somebody else posted TCU's white helmet, purple jersey, white pants combo, and it just looks really good to me. And
I like it.
And that's with the one I posted is with the military appreciation Jolly Roger, which is cool. But if you put the purple Jolly Roger, and you have more of the purple accents on the pants like they do now, I just think it goes so much better together with the white helmet.
All right.
And also, East Carolina across the jersey looks a lot better in that photo from 2016 than ECU does now.
Okay, and now we're back to baseball. What's your favorite baseball uniform combo?
For East Carolina? Or just
for the
Seattle Mariners,
Kansas City Royals.
Friday night. Honestly, the Kansas City Royals powder blues are sweet.
Good call. I agree.
But the Seattle Mariners Friday night teal jerseys with the teal brim.
That's like 90s.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
They got the glittery numbers. It's perfect.
Now let's go with ECU.
Eastern Carolina baseball.
I got mine, Igoe. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you go first.
Unfortunately, I never get to see them because they're midweeks. The
pinstripes, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I mean, there was a bad ECU baseball jersey, and it was the old gold ECU baseball jerseys. To me, they were not good, but the new ones are sick. The Pirates across the chest rather than East Carolina, and they have kind of like the throwback Adidas, whatever, accents on the sleeves and the collar. I love those. I mean, you can't beat this past weekend's throwbacks. I mean, those are awesome.
I'm fine with the purple hat ECU, but I do like the panel.
Yeah, the white panel.
White panel.
Oh, that one is.
That's my favorite
sweet
hat.
I mean, there's not a bad look. The black ones are pretty good. I don't really like the classic whites. They're probably my least favorite, but they're classic.
I like them. I'm fine with them as a guy that likes white jerseys. My best look is pinstripe. What hat do they wear? They probably wear the ECU hat, the purple hat.
I think purple.
I would go white panel.
Because you love all white.
I guess so. Chandler, what do you like?
I really do like the Keith LeClaire classic jerseys that they wore. I was actually just mentioning you. I missed the baggy basketball jerseys.
Oh man,
we were watching some old highlights today,
and I was talking about how I missed like the old baggy ECU like Pirates with the cursive, like the Brock Young,
yeah,
Darius Morrow days. And so, yeah, I really do like that on the baseball jerseys as well. So.
And Brock Young was not the tallest guy, so it was kind of down to his shins, pretty much.
If you go back, there's like...
You saw about this much of his legs.
Yeah.
ECU basketball Cincinnati game from the early 2000s is on YouTube, and like just the screenshot of everybody standing at the free throw line with their shorts like hanging down to their ankles is just hilarious.
I mean, it's going to come back like
100%.
One day, and who's going to be the first team to bring it back? It's going to be a trendsetter. I mean, really, the shirt, the jersey is almost more baggy than the pants. If he didn't have his shirt tail in, it would be down to his kneecaps.
By the way, those jerseys are awesome, though. The Pirate script basketball jerseys, to me, those are good. And I miss the gold basketball jerseys at home. They used to wear those all the time, and I don't really like ECU wearing gold that much, but in basketball at home, for some reason, it just seemed to always look sharp.
I miss Jamar Abrams.
I miss
Javante Sherrod.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Javante Sherrod.
Javante Sherrod.
Sorry.
We got to get back to the Javante Sherrod type development. He was a guy that really
He's
just
like
came
the
on.
only ECU basketball player that's developed.
I always say Corey Rouse. That goes a little further back. He was really good his senior year, kind of out of nowhere. Javante Sherrod, I mean, I had no expectations for him his senior year.
No.
We got to get back to...
Well, Sherrod... Kemp took a huge leap from his junior or senior year, and then Yeah. I remember.
But he was like Sherrod was a 4-year guy, right?
Yeah, he was a 4-year guy that really didn't play at all as a freshman.
Yeah. Like Prince Williams did the opposite.
He was really good and then kind of tailed off.
Yeah, didn't play.
Then you have guys like Caleb White and B.J. Tyson who never really.
They just kind of flatlined.
Got better.
Yeah. Like
and some guys peak early, and there's just nowhere. Once you get the scouting report, there's no. If they can't improve upon certain things, everybody's like, you always get better at your freshman year. Not necessarily.
Sam Hennett he was kind of thrown into the fire and started as a freshman and got better as his career, but he didn't really take a massive jump like Jonte Sherrod did, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was really good that senior year.
All right.
Yeah.
We're talking baseball here on the show.
We were really jumping around today.
Jump around.
What's your favorite Olympic sport?
I like House of Pain. Winter or summer?
Summer, since that's what's coming up this year.
Is that still going on, by the way? Or did they cancel it?
If it would have got canceled, we would have heard it.
22 summer games. Let's see. My favorite would be, I kind of like the volleyball. It's not my favorite.
Right.
I'm going over
regular volleyball or the sand volleyball.
I think it's called beach volleyball.
Sand volleyball. I'm a huge sand volleyball guy.
I love sand volleyball.
The way it just gets in your crevices, God, it feels good. I guess the regular, as far as an athletic event, I like that.
I like the soccer. I mean, obviously.
Shocking.
I just don't love it in the Olympics. Like basketball would be my favorite sport played, but Olympic basketball is not that great.
I guess maybe the better question would be, what would be your non-traditional,
that's
like
kind of
more
what I'm
of an
thinking
Olympic sport
Yeah.
than
water polo.
I mean, sometimes
I like the gymnastics.
The gymnastics get hyped because the announcers are pretty good and they make you feel like it's a huge event.
Bobsledding.
That's a winter sport.
What are we talking about here?
Summer Olympics. Sand volleyball. What is wrong with you?
I thought you were talking about Olympics in general.
No!
Not a seasonal Olympics.
Summer, because they're coming up this year. Has it been canceled? Follow along.
Oh,
bobsledding, great summer Olympic sport.
Is it sand sledding?
Sand sledding.
Shirley, let's take a break. We'll come back. More with Igoe.
Dune surfing.
I don't know what is happening. Igoe's dogs threw me off.
That's what started this.
They did. Igoe being 3 minutes late. I didn't even expect you. I had a segment planned. I was going to run some Godwin audio. Like, you actually showing up on time threw me off.
That's what I meant to do. I meant to tell you I was going to be 5-10 minutes late.
You messed me up.
That way I can mess you up as I showed up pretty much on time.
All right, coming up after the next segment, we're going to give away tickets. I want to make sure 2 tickets to Paradise, 2 tickets to the Friday ECU game. Who they got? Charlotte
49ers.
The Niners and the Pirates Friday baseball game, 6:30. They're going to the Friday night.
Yeah,
for the first time. We'll be giving those away at the end of next segment. Maybe we'll talk some baseball coming up. Maybe some basketball. Maybe some Winter Olympics.
Bobsledding.
I don't know where the show will go, but we'll find out when we return after this.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a Buick Encore. Take $3,750 off or $2,250 plus 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty for all make and models.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, this is Miles Minges. And this is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. We are proud to announce that Pepsi is once again the official soft drink of the ECU Pirates. That's right, Miles. Our family's purple and gold roots run deep. From founding members of the Pirate Club, alumni, and even a team physician, our support over the last 60 years has never wavered. We are Pirates. We're excited to be back at ECU and are honored to serve our great customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. Not only is this the birthplace of Pepsi-Cola, this is our home. Cheers, Pirate Nation. I like the sound of that. Support local, drink local, stay safe, and drink Pepsi.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sub Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania, now at Bostic Sub Furniture.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on PRL here on a Tuesday. Miami and Pittsburgh playing in the first game of the ACC tournament. Right now, Pitt has a 3-point lead with about 8 minutes left to go. Duke and Boston College playing after this one. You normally don't see the Dukies playing in the first day of the ACC tournament. Stephen Igoe is here. ECU and Duke going at it in baseball this afternoon at 4 o'clock. And yesterday, Jason Dietrich said Cam Colmore going to get the ball for ECU today, Igoe.
He did say that. At least I saw your tweet, and then I referenced that tweet in a post on Hoist the Colors. But, you know, minds can be changed. That's why they're called probable pitchers and not definite pitchers.
So Cam Colmore will not be getting the start today for ECU. It'll be Carter Spivey, and I'm glad to see that because that means he's healthy, ready to go. We've seen him since the start against Duke where he had to leave the game with a blister. But again, 5 up, 5 down against the Devils to start that game a couple of weeks ago. Then walked a couple of guys, was pulled from the game with the blister, but he is back. We've seen him since then, Igoe, and he'll get to start again today. Although I guess we can trust Jason Dietrich. He did say it will be a staff day when he was on with Brian Bailey yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where even no matter who starts between Spivey, Colmore, they're probably both going to throw, so they're just deciding to roll with Spivey to start with. He's probably only going to go 2-3 innings max, and it's a situation where probably Colmore will be the first man out of the bullpen. So if not the first, the second. So I expect both the guys to throw and probably throw multiple innings if they're throwing well.
Pirates outscored Appalachian State 28-6 over the weekend, Igoe. So you get the sweep, you look good in doing so, and most importantly, maybe out of all that, well, the wins are most important. Second most importantly, you didn't have to throw really your big guns out of the bullpen. Now, we saw Gavin Williams, we saw Mayhew in a 5-2 win on Saturday, but Colmore is ready to go. Matt Bridges, you would think, ready to go if you need him today. So Cliff Godwin, I know, wanted to give them their arms some rest over the weekend. He was able to do that and pick up 3 wins, best of both worlds.
Yeah, it was a situation where they knew going into the weekend they were going to try and give the guys just a chance to breathe a little bit. And App State, none disrespect to App, they're an improving program, but they probably are one of the weaker non-conference teams on the schedule. This was a weekend if you're ECU, if you played to your potential, you shouldn't have to use your best arms. So they were able to do that. Now they can kind of go into the Duke game fresh. I mean, everybody should be available except for Wisenhunt and, obviously probably Gavin Williams and a few of the other starters. But you should have all hands on deck in what's an important midweek road game. I mean, with your RPI, road games count pretty much double as far as the RPI goes with the formula. So it's an important game. If they lose, it won't hurt them that much, but if they win, it's kind of another feather in the cap that you swept a 2-game series versus an ACC team that's expected to have a solid club.
Shirley, can we get Cliff Godwin 5? You mentioned the availability of the pitchers. What about the availability of Lane Hoover? He is out and will be out for a little while. Cliff Godwin gave an update on Lane Hoover after the game on Sunday. And we will hear that momentarily. I believe, Igoe, did you ask the question about Lane Hoover? This is a Stephen Igoe production, and we will hear what Cliff Godwin had to say about it right about now.
He's going to have surgery on Tuesday, so I'm not going to get into the details, but he's going to have surgery on Tuesday. He's got some fractures in his face, which we felt pretty confident in. He's going to get better, who we've communicated pretty much every day. He's a stud. He's going to get surgery, and it will be anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So it's allowing a lot of different people to get out there and play, which is going to help us down the road. And we're not going to make excuses for Lane Hoover. Everybody is going to be a little bit better. We talked to a couple of the older guys early in the week, and hey, everybody needs to be about 2 or 3% better. If we can do that, then we won't miss Hoove. Of course, we miss his energy, miss his smile. I call him Big Hoove. He calls me Big Coach. So, but he'll be back before we know it, and he'll be a spark force when he gets back in the lineup.
So a big loss for the Pirates, but as Cliff Godwin says there, they have guys that will certainly pick up the slack. Who are those guys, Igoe? Alec Makaravich, I guess, first in line. Who are the others?
Well, Makaravich got the start in right field all 3 games this past weekend, so he'll probably continue to do that. They do shift the guys around late in games and for defensive purposes. I mean, Makaravich, although he's a utility player, you have some other options defensively that might be a little stronger at this point, but his bat brings a lot of versatility, power, so he's going to be the first guy up.
We're seeing, Riley Johnson.
Yeah, Riley Johnson for sure is a guy that the coaching staff is pretty high on as a freshman. Clearly he's still learning the game. You watch him take at bats. At times he's looked a little like he's trying to get his feet under him, which is typical for freshmen. I mean, not every freshman comes out lacing the ball. But I really like his speed and the way he handles the bat. I think at some point it'll all click for him, so he'll get ample opportunities. Also, Christian Small would probably get some at bats. It also opens the door for like a Ben Newton or Skylar Brooks to DH more, because you're probably going to have some days when Francisco is in left, Makarevich is in right, Moreland's at first, and you can DH some of those other guys. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, Hoover would be taking one of those corner outfield spots.
Steve and I go hoist the colors here. We're going to give away 2 tickets for ECU Charlotte coming up this Friday at 6:30, courtesy of Brandon Manning, coming up at the end of this segment. So stick around for that if you want to go to the baseball game this Friday. Funny moment from the post-game press conference on Sunday. Tyler Feldman from WITN and Cliff Godwin were celebrating an anniversary that Cliff Godwin brought up. Shirley, let's hear that.
Cliff, how nice was it to have fans back this weekend, the jungle making some noise out there, just to bring some Pirate Nation energy to the ballpark?
First off, Tyler, great to see you. It's our 1-year anniversary of your If We'd Have Lost last year. So I'm going to drop it after this, but I had to just remind you of that. So if we'd have lost today, we'd have won the series, but we didn't. So we swept them. But no, it's awesome. And Tyler, I'm joking. I hope that you know I was pissed last year, but I am joking right now. So no, it's awesome. And Saturday and Sunday felt more normal, back to normalcy, as it has in a year. And it's just great for our players. It's great for our fans, of the excitement. We're only having 1,200 fans here, and just the purple gold chants. It's just great, man. It's great for college baseball. We're doing it safe, and just really cool to see Pirate Nation out in full force and great weather and getting wins.
Cliff Godwin there, Tyler Feldman there, not asking a hypothetical question this time. And funny moment at the end of the press conference there. How about you, Igoe? Did it feel a little more normal? I thought, even though with the restrictions that are put on sporting events right now in the state of North Carolina, there certainly was an atmosphere there at Clark LeClaire. I thought it was awesome to see.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the actual attendance numbers were in terms of how many people actually showed up, but it was just good to have people there. I think it'll even be more lively with the weather. When it gets better, it's easier for people to get into the game. But, I mean, there's no doubt. You heard the chants. You could feel the momentum building when ECU had big innings. Like, it's kind of weird when it's an empty stadium and ECU is kind of putting hits together. Like, you don't really feel the momentum changing in the stadium as you would normally. Same thing with basketball when teams are going on a run. Like, it's just not the same. But, going back to basketball, when they played UCF on that Thursday night, the students got into it late. That felt normal.
On the Tremont Robinson White dunk.
Oh, yeah.
I got the crowd. I got the chills.
Yeah.
Like that feeling.
It was like, man, this is what it feels like to be an exciting sporting event. And the baseball, we haven't had that dramatic moment yet in the late innings with the crowd. So I think when that comes, it'll even feel more real. But no, it's been it's good to get back in a routine, man. Now covering games, and knock on wood that nothing, there's no mishaps or anything, but they're getting in a routine. They're playing basically every day or every other day. Spring practice starts on Monday. I'm hoping we have some sort of access. It looks like we might at least have a little bit. So, it's trending up, and it's good to see.
Absolutely. Looking forward to Andre Pegues.
I
having a big spring.
I interviewed Drew Dudzik.
Did you mention him?
Yeah, you want me to read the quote about Andre Pegues?
Sure.
All right.
Where can I find the whole article at, Steve?
It's up on hoistthecolors.net for our subscribers. Interviewed Coach Dudzik last week. We kind of broke down the entire receiver position. We went player by player for the most part.
Nice.
Asked him about Andre Pegues, or he brought him up as well. And I talked with Coach Tesh today, defensive tackles coach, have that up. And I'm talking to Coach Dowse, who you guys have had on the program. I'm talking to him tonight. So here is what Coach Dudzik said about Andre.
For folks that don't know, Andre, I'm a big fan of big receivers.
He's 6'3", 205 or so.
For years, Terrell Green was my guy. Played well in the spring, didn't do anything during the fall. Now, my new guy is Pegues because I like his size.
He's played a lot of special teams the last few years.
All right. What did he say about him?
All right, this is Coach Dudzik on Andre Pegues, who is a fourth-year sophomore. Quote, Pegues is another guy that's been in the program and has had a role on special teams. This is a big spring for Andre. We're really looking forward to seeing him. He has some speed to him. He has some size to him. I think consistency is going to be the key for him. with catching the ball, being strong with the ball, holding it all the way to the tuck. He definitely had some really good days, especially at practice for us. Just looking forward to him being more consistent this spring and solidifying his role in our offense as well.
Okay. So,
theme there.
Got to show up every day.
Consistent, clearly catch the football. I mean, I think he's always had the raw skills.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like Terrell Green.
I know. He does. And I'm a sucker for these tall wide receivers. So
sometimes it clicks. It takes time to click.
Pegues is my guy. This offseason, I'm sure he's going to have a phenomenal spring.
I still remember when I saw him in camp. Like, he looked like an athletic freak. He ran like one.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he puts it all together. And, he seems like a guy that has potential if it all clicks.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, Igoe. It's time to start hashtagging about Subdogs.
Exciting. Which I'm thrilled that Subdogs keeps winning this contest, but
I'm going to throw a hashtag out there.
I guess it's just you have to do it.
Yeah.
And I will at some point because everybody else will. I feel the peer pressure.
And Shirley had a note on as she answers the phone here. Chandler or Shirley Shack will be coming. DJ Diesel will be coming to Subdogs. We're going to have to wait a little while.
Yeah, they've reset the date. It'll be April 1st next year, 2022 is when he'll be here.
All right.
I mean, I feel like that's the way to go. I know they've reset a few times, but you don't want to have DJ Diesel here with stringent COVID protocols.
You got to do it big.
You got to do it big or don't do it at all. So I think you have to keep pushing down the road.
I still have my ticket that I bought in the fall of 2019 for that concert.
That's a collector's item now.
Yeah, I haven't refunded it yet, and I probably won't. So,
see if you can get it autographed and put it on eBay or something. That'd be a hot.
I'll try.
Hot ticket.
Yeah.
Coming up, speaking of autographs, Chandler, we've got our bricklet. Igoe, you're not coming Thursday night, right?
As of right now, I'd probably say there's a 35% chance I'll be
there. It's more than I thought.
That's a great chance.
What are you weighing? Let's talk about pros and cons here. Why not show up? Why show up?
Well, I'm already going to trivia on Wednesday.
Oh, nice. All right.
Third place reunion, baby.
Third place reunion. So can I get away from the pregnant wife 2 nights in a row?
So you're saying you kind of want to come Thursday night?
Yeah. I mean,
if you don't want to and you got the wife factor, then why are you even 30%?
Because I'm going to watch the game anyways. Why not have some fun while watching it?
True.
But at the same time, I'm going to be trying to work.
True.
And I'm not going to be as productive if I'm doing it with you guys.
We'll have an awesome dinner covered for you. That's another pro.
That's a major pro. It's been a while since I had Familia, and it's delicious. So
also, Chandler and I will be in basketball uniforms.
That's probably my on my con list, to be quite honest.
I was going to say that's going to push him away from coming to the viewing party.
Chandler, update. My wife texted me today and asked that I order something. It's on her, I guess. She gets some kind of email or something that shows what's coming in the mail or something. They're all
Amazon.
Familiar with this? But
honey, what's this jersey that you ordered?
It's called informed delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Postal Service has it too, where they scan in a picture of the mail that you're supposed to get for the day.
Correct.
So you can see what what's coming in the mail.
But according to this, it's going to be delivered by tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get it today or tomorrow, but Chandler, our jerseys are en route, so that's a good thing.
Nice.
What will you guys do if it gets delayed until Friday morning?
We'll just be shirtless.
This is a shirts versus skins event. We'll have to go skins. Hey, we watched the skins last time. This time we'll be in skins.
Eating Familia pizza and wings shirtless.
Just like pizza sauce all
what
over.
What an ad for Familia.
Buffalo wing sauce on our...
The ratings will be through the roof.
Oh, that'd be great.
We're going to spell out ECU with spaghetti
buffalo sauce.
With buffalo sauce.
That's a great idea. We need a U. Actually, Scooter. Scott Rogers will be our U.
Yeah, Scooter's coming.
He shoehorned his way into the event.
Wow. Is Ronnie coming? What's his deal?
He said he's probably out. But
See, there's actually people that are committed and ready to go. They're ready to join this watch party. But we have people that are on the fence.
Yeah.
And those people are Ronnie Woodward and Stephen Igoe.
3 is a good number. 4 might be a little bit of a crowd.
I think you have a higher percentage of being here than Ronnie does.
Ronnie's out, so yes, you do.
Yeah, Ronnie he's going to be the more serious guy, but
we need a straight man.
We need somebody to kind of keep us in order.
Yeah. So just keep it open. Erica,
it's open. The possibility is open. And
do we need to write you a permission slip like they used to do in
I really don't think Erica's a factor. I think she wouldn't care if you left, honestly.
She probably wants me out of the house, honestly.
Yeah,
so
it's more about you.
She's probably thinking, Steven out of the house for 2 nights in a row? Sweet.
She has a lot of Survivor to still catch up on.
She's on season 29. She's got 11 more seasons to go.
So, yeah.
She's watching like a season a day at this point. It's a little
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I need to see if she can come. I need to talk to her about the later, because that's when I started watching, like 24 or 25. So we need to talk to some Survivor. All right. Anything else to discuss with Igoe? You've been following the NFL news and notes, Igoe?
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to miss. I always get the text alerts from ESPN.
Broncos franchising anybody?
They're supposed to franchise tag Justin Simmons, their star safety. They're trying to work out a long-term deal, but I think most likely they're going to franchise tag him first before the deadline and then try to work out the deal before the July deadline.
To update you on everything, Dak Prescott will remain a Cowboy, signing a 4-year deal to remain in Dallas. Kyle Long is unretiring. The former Bears lineman is coming back into the NFL. Is he going to be a free agent, I guess?
I have no idea. Don't really care. Is he any good? I mean...
Wow. Okay. Allen Robinson will remain a Bear. He is going to be franchise tagged. They'll try to work out a deal with him to stick around for more years. Kenny Golladay will not receive the franchise tag from the Lions. He will be a free agent. He'll be over. Look, tall receiver. I'm a sucker. I love Kenny Golladay.
He has true speed.
He's perfect for Washington. They will pay him $1 billion, and he'll play like in 6 games.
And I saw Chris Carson also unlikely to get the franchise tag from Seattle. So he's probably been one of the better running backs in the league. So I have him in a fantasy dynasty league. So I'm really hoping he finds a good fit.
Chris Carson, Chris Godwin also
have him in a fantasy dynasty league.
I believe he will get a franchise tag and remain in Tampa.
I'd rather him go somewhere else.
Yeah, be more of a star. What are the Panthers doing? Oh, they franchised
Taylor Moton.
Lineman. Yeah, okay. Taylor Moton.
Yep.
How about the Dolphins, Shirley?
Did not see anything on the Dolphins.
I haven't seen anything on Miami.
How about the team clip?
Team franchising Brandon Sheriff, the all-pro.
So there will not be
guard.
a new sheriff in town.
Is that why you brought that up? That's pretty good. That's not bad. I'll give it to you. All right.
Dak getting, what, $40 million a year?
Yeah.
I mean, they had to do it, but it seems like it's just... I hate the way these contracts are going. You just have to pay the guy more than the last quarterback got paid.
Yeah.
So I guess by the time like Dak, it's 2 years into Dak's contract, he'll be making average.
Who's even next? Like a Kyler Murray. Like these young quarterbacks are just going to keep getting more and more. So
I saw a stat to consider. I don't know if it's true, but in 14 years with the Cowboys, Tony Romo earned $125 million. Dak just got $126 million guaranteed.
Stats to consider.
How many playoff games have both of them won combined?
I think didn't Romo win 1?
I think so.
And Dak just won 0?
I don't remember him winning a playoff game.
Yeah, I'll have to get it
one at most. Didn't they lose to the Packers that year? They were really good or something?
They got like a first round bye, and then they lost that first playoff game. I do remember.
So 18 playoffs, wild card, they beat the Seahawks. So I guess Dak does have a win.
Okay.
2014, they beat the Lions. That would be Romo, right?
Yes.
Sure.
I believe so.
And they lost
because he was a starter against us the
Packers
2015 season.
Packers game was the Dez called it game, right? Yeah.
That Packers game in 2016?
No, I'm looking at Green Bay.
I'm looking at the 2016. That was the year they were really good and had a bye, and they got beat by Rodgers.
All right, Steven, anything else before we let you go?
Not really, man. I don't have much to say. If you want to get some merch, check out the Hoisted Colors message board. We got the just pinned at the top, the link to the merch. Also, we'll be providing live updates for the baseball game, so come join the discussion on our game thread. Also, while you're doing that, listen to Pirate Radio while you're watching the game and following our game thread.
I'm going to bring it up, but the podcast.
The podcast is rolling along. Chandler, thank you for plugging that every week. We have gotten a lot of listenership on our series recaps. We're doing them on Sunday evening after the series and really kind of diving into it. I think a lot of the baseball moms like listening to our podcast because they like more tweets than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
We really appreciate their support.
Miss Wizenhunt.
Yeah. So keep doing that, baseball moms, and we'll keep pumping out the content.
Good deal. All right, we will take a break. As we go to break, Shirley, let's line up caller number 4 right here, and you will win 2 tickets courtesy of former Pirate Brandon Manning. He's going to drop these off to the Pirate Radio studios, and we will make you a winner. Caller 4 at 317-1250 is a winner of 2 tickets for Friday's game against Charlotte for ECU baseball. Take a timeout, come back, wrap up hour number 1 after this.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. It's March Madness time, and I know it does feel a little different. I'll have some thoughts after this.
Hosting Pirate Radio Live from 3 to 6 every afternoon can get stressful. It's nice to relax sometimes, turn off the brain, and get some peace and quiet. Sure. Booty, Shirley, what are you doing?
Practicing.
Practicing for what?
For the show.
We open up the booty bag every day. Why do you need to practice?
Because when it comes to the booty, I expect absolute perfection.
Perfecting the booty. Okay, well, tune in to Pirate Radio Live, 3 to 6 every day. We'll open up the booty bag and make you a winner right here on Pirate Radio, the station for winners.
And the booty.
Last year, there was no March Madness. The college basketball tournament that captivates fans' interest for the entire month was a victim of the coronavirus. Turn the clock back a year, and the Pirates were in Fort Worth preparing for Game 1 in the AAC tourney when word broke during shoot-around the day of the game that the tourney was off and March Madness was over. This year, the tourney feels different with limited fans in all of the games in the state of Indiana at Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Evansville, Bloomington, and West Lafayette. How about Las Vegas this year? Do you realize Sin City hosts 5 conference tournaments? The West Coast, the Mountain West, the WAC, the Pac-12, and the Big West. A hoop junkie's dream. The problem is ticket availability. Well, that's where we are in 2021. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Sam Jones, and we're open and here to serve you with some of the best whole hog barbecue, chicken, turkey, ribs, and homemade sides every day for lunch and dinner. There are 3 easy ways to enjoy Sam Jones barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina, and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones barbecue today.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. Tony, tell us about your business.
So the name of our company is named after me, Anthony Gene Edwards, and that's where we get most of the questions from. Where did AGs come from? We are a fully licensed commercial and residential remodeling company, and we're based out of Washington. We have a showroom with a design center. I have a second general contractor that works in my office with us. Her name is Kathy Herring, and we'll be glad to come out and take a look at any properties you want to renovate, remodel, or additions you may want to do.
What sort of projects do you guys guys do for folks, and what distinguishes you from your competition?
So we do a lot of historical properties, and probably one of the biggest things that separates us is we're very innovative. We can figure out how to use small spaces to make larger spaces. Folks are more remodeling and staying at their homes instead of selling and buying new homes and bigger homes. So we can take older homes and bring them up to date with open concept.
What's the best way for people to contact you?
252-947-2526, and our website is agshomesolutions.com.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Well, CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All righty. Say our winner, Shirley.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tyler Macemore is our winner for the ECU baseball tickets.
All right. Congratulations, Tyler. And thanks to Brandon Manning for furnishing those tickets. You can call Brandon Manning, by the way, for a review of your home, auto, or life insurance. Brandon Manning sponsors the Pirate Radio ECU baseball recap on Mondays. Brandon's cell phone always available for his customers and clients at 531-1812. You can call and schedule a review or get a free quote. And he provided a couple of tickets for us to give away here on Pirate Radio Live. All right, the U is advancing. Chandler Honeycutt and I celebrating that victory today. As watching a little afternoon basketball here inside the Pirate Radio studios, a little mini madness. We'll get to all the championship games going on tonight momentarily when we go to the Shirley Rhodes news desk coming up at 4 o'clock. Billy Weaver set to join us at 4:15. We've got Antwan Staley, who covers Florida State hoops and NFL as well, to talk some basketball and football with him at 5 o'clock. And Kim McNeill coming up in the 5 o'clock hour as well to get you ready for ECU women's basketball tonight as they take on Houston in the AAC tournament. So, man, we got tons going on. By the way, we've got Conley and Rose going on Friday night. We'll talk to both of those coaches coming up later this week on Pirate Radio Live, Nate Connor and former Pirate wide receiver Will Bland, to preview that one. Spencer Brickhouse going to join us on the show coming up on Wednesday to talk some Pirate baseball. Wade Minter joining us Wednesday to talk some Hurricanes hockey. So continuing to add more guests throughout the week here on Pirate Radio Live. There are tons of sports to talk about. We're covering them all here at Pirate Radio. All right, Shirley, let's go ahead and wrap up hour one here. We'll get to 4 o'clock. Find out the latest news and notes at the Shirley Rhodes news desk. Talk about all the tournament action going on and more as we roll on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Are you trying to reduce clutter? Want to save a tree? Greenville Utilities can help. E-bill is a simple solution. Imagine getting an email letting you know your bill is ready. And with a few clicks on your computer or smartphone, you can review and pay your bill. It's just that easy. Signing up is simple. All you need to do is to log on to your account at guc.com and update your contact information and e-bill setting. You can even continue to receive a paper bill if you'd like. E-bill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways GUC is here for you.
for the latest from the world of golf. Tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust. Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust one-topping pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. That's right, the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G has launched and you can get it for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store at uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find a store near you. We go beyond the call.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
National Signing Day has come and gone, but that doesn't mean the recruiting news cycle is stopping. In fact, the Pirates still have their sights set on top targets in the transfer portal and have already turned their attention to the 2022 class. HoistTheColors.net has the latest on ECU recruiting from a football perspective, and we also cover basketball and baseball commitments like no others. Sign up now and get your first month for a single $1 to get the latest scoop on your favorite Pirate teams, along with in-depth baseball and spring football coverage in the months ahead. HoistTheColors.net.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. You can shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World, across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Got Weave coming up in just a little bit. We have a college basketball final. Miami knocking off Pittsburgh 79-73 in the first game of the ACC tournament. Duke and Boston College set to play coming up next around 4:30 something ish. So that'll be coming up later on this hour. And tonight in the ACC tournament, let's see, it's Notre Dame and
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. That'll be game 3 of the ACC tournament coming up tonight. All right, let's look at the championship games. So we've got UNC Greensboro, Appalachian State already in the NCAA tournament from the state of North Carolina. The Phoenix of Elon will try to be the third team from the state of North Carolina to advance. They take on Drexel, the Dragons, coming up tonight in the CAA championship at 7 o'clock. Bryant, a team that the big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau, has talked about quite a bit this year, will try to make the NCAA tournament. They have a championship game tonight in the Northeast Conference against Mount St. Mary's. The Horizon League final is tonight, Oakland versus Cleveland State, 7 o'clock on ESPN. And Oral Roberts taking on North Dakota State in the Summit League championship at 9 o'clock on ESPN2. Gonzaga has BYU in the West Coast Conference tournament final. I was distracted a minute there because I saw that the Conference USA has a canceled game in their tournament. Middle Tennessee will advance because I guess Florida International, I don't know if it was COVID related or what, I assume it was, but Middle Tennessee wins by forfeit in their tournament game. That's the first time I've seen that pop up in a tournament, so something to keep an eye on there for future tournaments. Maybe UCF can't play on Thursday night and ECU can advance. We'll see. All right, so Shirley, let's go to your news desk now and find out some other news and notes going on. Here's one for you, Shirley, before we get rolling. This was posted about 30 minutes ago. Camden Yards will open up for fans to start the season at 50% capacity.
Nice.
So the O's will be able to have some fans in the seats. Also, another note that just came out about 5 minutes ago, saw Mark Armstrong from the Triangle TV sports anchor said that Duke is pausing spring football due to a COVID cluster. That is the first spring football pause I have seen in 2021. So there you go. All right, Shirley, what do you got?
Well, of course, ECU baseball in action this afternoon in Durham as they take on Duke at the Durham Bulls ballpark. That's, of course, first pitch already underway, as a matter of fact. So we'll keep you posted on that throughout the show. Also, the ECU women's basketball team, their first game in the AAC tournament gets underway late tonight. 10 o'clock Eastern time will be the tip-off. They will be taking on Houston. So we'll have an update on that. And you mentioned Elon. I do have a stat to consider. That in 2018 was the last time that 3 teams that were not part of the ACC made it to the tournament. So the most non-ACC teams to ever make the tournament was the number 3 from the state of North Carolina was 3.
What year was that?
That was back in, well, the earliest it's been done is, or the most recently it's been done is 2018.
Oh, okay. So it was, do you have the teams?
No, I don't have not the teams that made it that year, no.
Okay.
This year, we mentioned already, App State is in, UNC Greensboro is in. Elon has a chance, as you mentioned, to get in today, or if they beat Drexel tonight at 7 o'clock. And North Carolina A&T is favored to win the MEAC, so that'll make 4 teams that are not ACC members that will be coming from the state of North Carolina in the NCAA tournament if that were to play out. So I just thought that was an interesting
stat to consider.
So as you mentioned, ACC tournament getting underway, Boston College and Duke at 4:30, Wake and Notre Dame roughly about 7 o'clock, and as you mentioned already, BYU and number 1 Gonzaga at 9 o'clock coming up tonight. So a lot of hoops action as now it's starting to feel a little bit like a March Madness.
I'm excited.
It's starting to feel a little bit like it, you know. I just remember the days of when I was in school, you know, when the ACC tournament, that's when March Madness really started, when the ACC tournament would come on in the middle of the day and the teachers would just roll the TV in on the cart, and you knew that was like heaven for a student. You know, because that meant you were doing no work for the rest of the day. You're going to watch basketball all day long. So that's kind of the feeling I got now. I mean, it's taken me a little while to get there, but, you know, because I've been just kind of on college basketball just because of the way, you know, these teams have had to play in this COVID season. But now it's starting to feel a little bit more like a normal March Madness basketball season.
I'm taking it upon myself to get everybody excited for the NCAA tournament. We missed it last year. I think it's going to be a lot of fun this year, and I'm already all in. So,
well, I know you're all in because between the two of you guys watching this Miami game, I mean, it's been kind of entertaining watching you two guys watch it. So
right now, North Carolina, by the way, according to Joe Lenardi, is in as a 9 seed. He's got them taking on Sister Jean and Loyola Chicago in the first round. This is not important to anybody, but I made the comment. I was talking to Igoe and Ronnie via text the other night and say after St. Bonaventure's win over St. Louis, and said y'all really need to pick a random team. It makes it a lot of fun. I'm fired up for some Bonnie's tournament basketball. They're in as a 9 seed. I told Ronnie and Ronnie said I'm just going to take Gonzaga to win it all. And I said the Bonnies will probably be like a 9 and play Gonzaga in the second round. Well, Joe Lenardi has that exact scenario happening.
Oh, really?
In fact, he has Gonzaga taking on App State or NC-A&T, so they would play in the first 4. So taking on a North Carolina team, and then if St. Bonaventure can get by LSU, taking on my Bonnies. But I just love looking at brackets, Shirley. I am fascinated by the whoever invented the bracket.
I really think that
I love that person.
I really think if you had to pick a sleeper team, like a non-ACC team from the state of North Carolina, out of all the teams we just talked about, App State, UNC Greensboro,
that's an easy
Elon,
one.
NC and what?
Greensboro.
UNCG.
I would UNCG or A&T. I think are going to be your
the
two
problem
sleeper
is
teams.
A&T is going to be a 16.
You have to
think. Unfortunately, their seating is not going to give them a whole lot. But I just think
and Greensboro,
and I think they're better than an A&T. Better than probably whatever seeding they get. If they get the 16 seed, I just think that they're a little bit better than that.
You have to think that Wes Miller goes to greener pastures next year.
Oh, you would have to think that, yeah. There's no question.
I mean,
the
5
amount of
years with
success
20+
that
wins.
the amount of success he's had, he's probably going to be on somebody's list.
I think he makes. I'm not going to say he makes a big jump, but I think he does make a jump from where he is now. I mean, 5 straight years with 20+ wins is pretty impressive, especially doing it at UNCG.
Lenardi has the Spartans as a 13 seed taking on Villanova.
Cinderella story, baby.
They have. They're going to be the highest seed out of those teams we talked about from the state of North Carolina. So.
I'd love to see any of those teams from North Carolina advance.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be great. Just because that gives us something, to pull for other than whoever you've decided in your brackets, but just a little bit of, it has long been known that the state of North Carolina is a basketball state. I mean, but most people liken it to the 3 big ones, NC State, North Carolina, Duke. And the thing is that there are plenty of other schools in the state of North Carolina that have very, very good basketball teams and basketball programs, and now you're starting to see it.
All right. Anything else, Shirley, on your news desk?
I got nada.
Okay. Tonight, ECU women taking on Houston. Earlier this year, the two teams met. Houston won by 10 points. Houston on the year has a record of... See, a record comprises of wins and losses. And they had 15 wins and 6 losses. I was trying to stall there. I didn't do a good job of it. 15 and...
I was wondering where you were going with that.
15 and 6. They have... Man, they lost their last game against Cincinnati, but they knocked off ranked South Florida. That was part of a 7-game winning streak. So they really closed strong despite losing their last game against Cincinnati. They are taking on ECU tonight, and I have a line for Shirley and Chandler to guess. ECU and Houston. Houston, obviously the favorite. They are playing in the state of Texas, in Fort Worth. What's your line?
Do you want to go first?
I'm going to admit that I don't know if you just ran down the teams, but I missed that, so I don't know the background of Houston.
All right. Well, I'm not doing it. No, we're not doing it again.
No, it's fine. I'll just guess the line.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go Houston minus 11.
Okay, Shirley?
I almost cursed on the air. He took my
well, you could go
I'm gonna
just
as
above
much as
that
it
or just
pains
below
me,
that.
As much as it pains me, Houston minus 13.
Oh, no, Shirley. It was right there.
12.
You wanted to go 11. It is Houston minus 11.5.
Oh! I thought about going 11 and a half, but originally my original one was 11, and then I was like,
all right,
maybe that's a little too narrow. Let me go up a little bit.
Well, y'all are synced up, though. I like that. The synergy.
You're all over it. Way to go, Shirley Rhodes.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Why are we fist bumping? You're a high five guy.
Good point. Very good point.
I was getting ready to say, dude, what are you doing?
Houston an 11.5-point favorite against ECU tonight in the women's tournament.
That there will be plenty of high fives on Thursday night.
Because we'll be in here watching ECU take on UCF. It's a live watch along. It's Familia bringing us some great food, and we'll be giving you some Familia throughout the show. So it's going to be a lot of fun coming up 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Let's get a break in. We'll come back. WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver joins us on the other side. We will touch on everything going on in the world of sports. Football, basketball, baseball, NASCAR, and more on the way with Weave when we return after this.
On Jersey Mike's Day of Giving, we're giving all our sales to charities. Order a sub on Wednesday, March 31st to support a great cause and get free delivery with our app. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. If you can make a difference, you should. At Jersey Mike's, it's this simple philosophy that spurs us to celebrate our month of giving. This March, enjoy a sub and donate to a great local cause. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-bread and hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill's Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill's Speedometer Service. Go Pirates.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Have you heard the news? American Airlines is back and has resumed service to Pitt Greenville Airport. Reservations are available now at AA.com. Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then back home again safely. For your next trip, remember American Airlines is back at PGV, and you can book today at AA.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome back to Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday with Pirate Baseball underway and the ACC tournament underway. Miami knocking off Pitt earlier, Duke and Boston College going at it here in just a sec. We got a ton to talk about with WITN Sports Director Billy Weaver, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Hello, Billy. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Sunshine and almost 70 degrees outside. This is awesome.
It is, and a ton of sports going on. You got Pirate Baseball underway now, got ACC tournament action already underway, and everything in between. High school football this weekend, Conley Rose. So it's whatever you like, something for everybody going on right now.
Yeah, we got spring football, too. Today was the start of spring football practice at NC State. Of course, this coming Monday, ECU's spring practices will get underway. So, yeah, throw that in the mix too.
Why not? Let's bring it all on here this time of year. We missed out on sports last year during the spring and summer, so let's get all we can right now. Where to begin? I guess let's start here locally and branch out. ECU conference tournament action beginning tonight on the women's side of things. ECU women's basketball taking on Houston. We'll talk to Kim McNeill coming up next hour. Joe Dooley's Pirates will be in action 7 o'clock Thursday night as they take on UCF, a team they just saw last Thursday in Minges. And Pirates return to the court, go 0-2. I will say it is nice to see them back on the court and played some pretty good basketball during those two games against UCF Cincinnati. Kind of the same old story. They're in there with 10 minutes to go in the game in each of those games and come out with two losses. Kind of the same old song and dance for the Pirates.
Yeah, but I think that has a lot to do with losing legs. And if anybody that's ever played sports, especially at that level, I've never played sports at the high Division I level like that, obviously. And, I can only imagine you get out there against, other teams that haven't had the layoff that East Carolina has. And, you don't want to make excuses. Joe is never going to make excuses. These players aren't going to make excuses. But the bottom line is when you miss nearly a month of playing games, and not only that, but you can't run 5-on-5s. You can't simulate the speed of the game. You can work out as much as possible. You can do one-on-one drills with, a single coach or cone drills by yourself. You can do that till you're blue in the face. But until you get out on the court and you get into game speed, it's a whole different animal. And kudos to East Carolina's players because, like you said, they hung in those games. They played a lot better in their first game back than I ever thought they would. They played better against Cincinnati as well. Cincinnati has always been long, athletic teams. That's just the MO of Cincinnati. They're in a fertile recruiting area right there in Ohio. I mean, they recruit on a tank of gas at Cincinnati, and they have outstanding high school athletes right there. So that's not a surprise. Their record doesn't show, what they're capable of, but they're a very good basketball team. So I take nothing away from East Carolina. Now, you go into the AAC tournament, you got a couple of games under your belt, and hopefully that can be an advantage for East Carolina to kind of get their legs back But was it Bailey says it's hard to beat a team three times
right.
in one season?
Advantage ECU, right?
Advantage ECU. This is matchup number 3 of the season.
There you go. Pirates and Knights coming up 7 o'clock. Weave, I know you're extremely busy. We're doing another live watch along. Chandler and I will be here in the Pirate Radio studios eating Familia Pizza and Wings. So if you're looking for something to do Thursday night, come hang out.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds so. I tell you what, that's some good stuff too. That's some good eating.
Yes, sir.
Even if I didn't want to come and hang out with you guys, which is not the case, but just saying, I would come for the food.
Well, it's like bait. We put the bait out there for you. You may not like our company, but you'll like the bait. That's for sure. All right.
I've done that in the past before. That's for sure.
I might go to your party. What's on the menu? Oh,
right,
yeah, I'll be there.
right. What's you got a band and a keg? Yeah, I'll be there.
We've ACC tournament going on. A tournament kind of unlike any other with limited fans there in Greensboro. It's also unlike any other because Duke is playing on day one. They're about to get underway against Boston College. North Carolina will play tomorrow night. I think they get the winner of Wake and Notre Dame. NC State also playing an early game coming up on Wednesday. So you'll have, if Duke wins, all the triangle teams in action coming up on Wednesday. How about you, Willie? How about you, Billy? As far as covering the event, will you be able to go this year and catch any highlights yourself, or are you watching this one from afar?
Yeah, this one's going to have to be watched from afar because they're still limiting the amount of media. So, of course, the Triangle area media and those teams that cover, North Carolina, NC State, Wake Forest, and Duke on a regular basis. Even some of those teams aren't going to be able to go. So the ACC does a very good job of distributing video and allowing us, with the press conferences now, and this is becoming kind of a normal activity, is that now in-person press conferences are very rare, and I think that might even become a little bit more of the normal because you can involve so many other people in Zoom press conferences now. So you can still get the same kind of video footage that you would get in person. You can still ask your questions. It's just like a regular press conference. It's only virtual. So, we'll do that with the ACC tournament and kind of watch it from afar.
Folks that assume basketball in the state of North Carolina is down just because Duke and North Carolina are down this year, well, guess what? UNC Greensboro will be in the tournament. Yeah. Appalachian State in the big dance as well. And tonight, Elon will have a chance, Billy. So maybe not the Blue Bloods representing North Carolina in the tournament this year, but you'll have some teams from the state. Yeah,
the Blue Bloods all over the country, actually.
Good point.
A rough season this year. So not just the Blue Bloods of North Carolina, but you look at the Kansases and the Kentuckys and the UCLAs of the world, and those teams aren't what we expect to see. So the Blue Bloods aren't going to be the highlight teams coming up. I guess is Gonzaga. I guess you could consider them a Blue Blood now, right?
They're in like every category. They're still, people still call them a mid-major because of the conference they're in. They're also called an elite because they deserve to be. I mean, we're talking.
Right.
I guess this run started in the late '90s, Billy, and it's still going on for Mark Few and Gonzaga. They are an elite college basketball program, and tonight, big favorites against BYU. They're going to be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament.
Yeah, and I guess the term Blue Bloods came from when, the teams that were so good for so long always seem to have blue in their colors somewhere in their color scheme, with Kentucky and, Kansas and North Carolina and Duke and Gonzaga's
They got
blue,
some
right?
dark. They got some dark blue in there. Yeah.
Yeah, dark blue and like a red, I think.
Yeah.
It is in there too. So I'd throw them in there. I'd throw them in the Blue Bloods.
Looking, and Billy, we'll have some brackets to fill out. You need to get by Pirate Radio sometime next week and fill out your bracket, and we'll post them on the door as we do every year. Is Gonzaga? Like I'm almost scared to pick them. I think everybody's going to pick them this year. I might have to find another team to pick. But who are you going to have on your final line in your bracket this year?
Yeah, you definitely got to put the Zags in there. But as far as whoever else, now the question I have though is there going to be some sort of I don't know, maybe some sort of side rule or something that if what happens if one of your Final Four teams or
I know what
somebody
you're about
like
to
a Gonzaga that you pick to win it all, and next thing you know, they say, well, somebody on the team got COVID, and because of contact tracing, they're done.
Play it as it lies, Billy. I mean, you're not. It's not like you're
guess,
throwing any.
I guess everybody's in the same boat,
and you're not.
You just don't know.
You're not throwing any money into this Pirate Radio pool, so it doesn't matter. Now, if you're in a money pool, maybe you do get together and have some rules. But no, I think it's part of the risk. And by the way, for folks that don't know, the NCAA came out and said they are going to have replacement teams. So they're going to have Selection Sunday. There's a 48-hour window where if a team does, I guess, test positive and have an outbreak and they can't play, there will be replacement teams. But after that 48-hour window, the seeds are set. There also will not be reseeding, Billy. So we were talking about this. Like, say, and I'll just use Duke as an example. Say they are left out of the tournament, but they're like the top replacement team. If they are put into the tournament, there's no reseeding. So say a 16 seed drops, we could have Duke versus Gonzaga in the first round. If that's so, it has potential to get really wacky. I think it's going to go. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see any of this replacement stuff matter. But I'm just saying, there's a chance it could get really weird.
So you're saying there's a chance.
That's right.
Yeah, and you know what? I guess I hadn't thought about it till now, but I'd have to look into it. In the history of the NCAA tournament, has there ever been a forfeit?
That's a great question. Maybe way back in the day.
I would venture to say no, but I don't know that without looking it up. I hadn't thought about it till just now, but yeah, now I kind of want to go check that out and see if there's ever been. And I guess I need to ask Siri. Has there ever been a forfeit in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, Siri knows it all. So ask Siri and get back to me on that one, Weave. All right, so college hoops down. Let's see what's next on the docket. You got ECU baseball going on as they take on Duke. Billy, you mentioned the weather. It was nice weather, but a little chilly over the weekend. Looks like there's going to be some great weather for some baseball coming up this weekend at Clark LeClaire. And I thought even with the limited restrictions for fans, there was still a great atmosphere for ECU baseball. The way they have it kind of spaced out in the jungle now, instead of everybody kind of piled into left field, everybody is spread out across the outfield. So you've got fans in right, fans in left, some fans in the stands. I thought it was great. And look, if the thing keeps trending in the positive direction, which it looks like it is, we're going to get even more fans at Clark LeClaire throughout the season, hopefully.
Yeah, 1,200 fans inside Clark LeClaire is pretty significant when it comes to crowd noise. And when you're talking about ECU fans, and especially ECU baseball fans, fans that are always behind a winning program, they get loud. The purple gold chant's awesome. The guys in the outfield, Brian Dilday and those guys that are in the jungle all the time. I mean, those are such hardcore fans that before fans were allowed, they were across the street at the parking lot in Stratford Arms watching it on TV and yelling from afar just so they could feel close to the stadium. I mean, that just goes to show you that, the significance of baseball to those fans. So the atmosphere was great. And after the game on Sunday, Cliff Godwin did mention that. And he said, finally, that was the first time that it kind of felt like, as close to normal as you can get without it being 100%, capacity and all that. And so I loved it. I thought it was great. And like you said, hopefully we are trending in the right direction. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get back to full capacity before the end of the season. Wouldn't it be nice to host a regional or even a super regional and be able to get back to full capacity?
No doubt.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's the goal.
And I think folks will be excited to get to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. You mentioned spring football beginning. It'll start for ECU soon, and that's going to be an opportunity for some fans in the stands, Billy. And it's not like that event has been super attended over the years, the spring game itself. But with this year, they might bring out as many people as would normally show up to a spring game, even with the restrictions. I think people are going to be excited to see Mike Houston's team when given the opportunity here a little bit down the road.
Yeah, that's a good point because people are starving for football. People weren't able to go to football games in the fall was very limited and mostly just to family members. So I would imagine if, I haven't heard anything yet on attendance for the spring game, I would imagine there will be there'll be fans allowed. And like you said, it could be one of those where people are really excited about a spring football game, which is, around here. I mean, you go to Nebraska, Alabama, and places like that get 50 and 60,000 people.
It's crazy, yeah.
Some of those SEC teams get 50, 60,000 people for a spring game, which is crazy to me. They're televised on ESPN and stuff like that. We don't have that here. But I tell you what, yeah, like you said, I think this year the excitement just to be able to go to a football game, even though it is a scrimmage, might be attractive to a lot of Pirate fans this season.
Billy Weaver joining us. Speaking of football, how about a big one this Friday, Weave? Conley Rose going at it in high school football. J.H. Rose has been really impressive on the offensive end through 2 games. They're putting up 40 last week, and maybe they didn't even play their best, according to a rampant I talked to. D.H. Conley's been on a pause. They were off last week, so they'll be getting back to the field this week, Billy. They're 1-0. Rose is 2-0. And little Conley Rose showdown here in early March and on the football field.
Yeah, and that's one of those games, too, that would be sold out, and it would be standing room only. In a normal situation. I think there's 700 tickets, I think, for each school, if I'm not mistaken. I might not be accurate on exactly the amount of tickets, but I did see on social media where both Conley and Rose were, advising people, their fans, to get tickets early because they didn't have a whole lot of them and they'd likely sell out. So there'll be a little bit of an atmosphere. It won't be like a true Conley-Rose game, especially when it's at D.H. Conley. I mean, you got people that are, around the end zones and everything because they don't have enough seats for them. A little bit different situation over at Rose. Their stands are a little bit bigger and they can accommodate a few more fans, obviously. So it's actually nice that this D.H. Conley, J.H. Rose game is going to be at Rose Friday night, because that means at least a few more people will be able to see the game.
While we're on high school sports real quick, if I asked you last week if you've ever seen a game where a team dunked 13 times in a game, if I asked you that last Tuesday afternoon, you'd probably say no. By last Tuesday evening, that answer will be yes, right?
It was, and you're talking about Farmville Central taking on Northeastern in the East Regional Finals at Farmville Central High School. I was there at that game, and I was shooting that game, and I have never been to a game where one team has dunked 13 times. And, Clip, when I say this, a lot of times in high school, the dunks aren't as emphatic, or, you may get 1 or 2 dunks where, it kind of gets the crowd up and going. All 13 of those dunks were incredibly impressive. Farmville Central was there to make a statement. It was their only home game of the entire playoffs. They had their first 3 games of the playoffs in the first 3 rounds all had to be on the road because they were a number 9 seed. Once they got home, they wanted to show out in front of the fans that were allowed to be there. And, man, they did. They scored 113 points in that game and then turned around in the state championship, scored 113 points in a 113-98. I mean, that's like NBA type scores for a high school state championship game against Hendersonville, winning the 2A state title for the 3rd consecutive time, 7th state title in school history. It was an impressive, really week for the Farmville Central Jaguars boys basketball team. I mean, and they're just going to reload. Josh Short, as a matter of fact, we do our Pepsi Sports Spotlight every Tuesday, and we're going to spotlight him tonight at 6 o'clock. Josh Short is kind of the next guy. I mean, now that they're losing Terquavion Smith to NC State, Leonte Moy, one of their incredibly talented players and a big-time, dunker on their team as well. He's a senior and he's leaving, but Larry Williford over there, he doesn't have to rebuild. He definitely reloads over there. They've got tons of talent.
Billy Weaver joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. What an impressive showing. And like you said, it's a freaking pipeline over there of basketball players, Weave. It's unbelievable. Weave, let's talk NFL for a second, and we'll talk more with Antwan Staley in the 5 o'clock hour. But our Washington football team, they are putting the tag on Brandon Sheriff, so the All-Pro guard will be returning to Washington. They need a receiver, and a lot of wide receiver news today. The Lions will not use the tag on Kenny Golladay. Allen Robinson is unavailable because the Bears will be using the franchise tag on him. He'll be back in Chicago. Looks like Chris Godwin will be back with Tampa. So the numbers are kind of dwindling there, and then we follow that. Big story in the NFL, Weave. Dak Prescott will not be available via free agency because he will stay in Big D, signing a 4-year, $160 million deal to remain with the Cowboys. Again, if you want to talk about the money, you can. It's all funny money to me. I don't know. He's the highest paid quarterback now or whatever, and then 5 months from now he won't be. Somebody else will be. So I don't know. It's just a matter of, do you like the guy you have? Do you want to keep him around? If so, you got to spend the money. The Cowboys did that. And I'm not shocked, but he is coming off an injury, Weave, and you kind of just assume with modern medicine that everybody's going to just return and be fine, but that's not always the case. So what did you think of the Dak and Dallas deal that went down last night?
It's a huge deal. It's big for Dallas, and a lot of people in and around the Dallas area and Dallas Cowboy fans all across the country have been saying it's about time. They've wanted Dak to be paid for quite some time, and if you really look at the contract and look past the huge number on that contract, which, like you said, is $160 million, I think there's some incentive-based deals that could bump it up to $165 million. But the biggest part is there's a no trade clause, I believe, in there, and there's a no franchise tag clause, because if you remember, Jerry and company put the franchise tag on him last year.
Yeah.
And that kind of stalled that. We thought that it was going to be a Kirk Cousins kind of deal in Dallas, because if you remember, with Kirk Cousins, he was franchise tagged twice before eventually being traded to Minnesota.
At one point, he was making above, I think, $30 million, like for his 1-year contract. Kirk Cousins was on that second franchise tag. It was crazy.
I mean, he was making a huge amount of money, but they couldn't get a long-term deal done.
Right.
And Dak and his agent did not want that to happen in Dallas. He was franchise tagged once. They wanted to get a long-term deal and get some stability, and of course they wanted to get that guaranteed money. And from what I understand, it's one of the highest amounts of guaranteed money in NFL history. So that's another thing. So the deal has worked out extremely well for Dak Prescott. Now the big question is it going to be worth it? Because can he stay healthy, and can he lead them to the playoffs? And more than just the playoffs, but deeper. When you pay a guy that much money, you want to see results, and it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out in Dallas.
Well, I texted our buddies Greg Pierce and Meador Weave to see if they could come on the show and talk about Dak, and they were both they're both busy today. We'll get them on soon, but they are Dallas Cowboys fans. Greg said, I'm happy to pay that kind of money for a quarterback of his caliber, especially when it's not my money. And Brian Meador said a few cuss words and said
I'm sure he didn't like the deal at all.
He said all the reasons that they shouldn't have made that deal. And Greg said, "See, Clip, we're like an old married couple, can't agree on anything." So there you go. Meador and Pierce, two Cowboys fans with two different perspectives on this deal, but he's their QB moving forward, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Meador has always been the level-headed Cowboys fan that I've known. I'd like to know what Bailey thinks, too, but I can tell you what Bailey said. Break out Super Bowl trophy. Here we go. We're going to Super Bowl. The Cowboys.
NFC East champions.
That's exactly what he's going to say.
Oh, yeah. He's ready for a Lombardi, which has escaped him for a long, long time now. Billy Weaver joining us.
We can't talk.
Nope. We are. We're all.
Haven't seen one of those in DC in a long time either.
We're all living in the '90s, basically. When it's Cowboys and Skins fans, and then '80s, '70s, all those older days. Let's wrap it up with some NASCAR, Weave, and we. Where are we this week? We're still out west, I believe. So y'all are Phoenix. So this is This is what, Harvick territory coming up this Sunday?
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know what the thing is when you ask who's the favorite or who you think's going to win a race, for the last year, it's been a situation where you just have to look at the numbers. If you're in the betting game at all, or if you're in a fantasy league or whatever like you are, and if you just have to, you got to look at the numbers because there's no qualifying, there's no practice time, so you have to go with the drivers that have the thickest notebooks. And what I mean by that is guys that have won at races before. They know how to get around certain tracks. They've got a lot of experience at those tracks because you're going into these things blind. You don't have any test sessions. You don't have practice sessions, and you don't have qualifying to be able to make any kind of adjustments at the track. All the adjustments have to be in-race adjustments. So for guys that don't have the experience at certain tracks, they haven't been successful at certain tracks, they're going to be behind the 8 ball as soon as the green flag drops. So when you look at favorites, you got to look at guys that have won at certain tracks before. And when you look at Phoenix, there are 2 guys that have been battling to be the king of the desert. That's Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch. Both of those guys have multiple wins there. Of course, Kevin Harvick went through a streak where he won 4 consecutive races there. He knows how to get around that track. He had a 20th place finish coming out of Vegas, so he's not exactly hot right now. Kyle Busch, on the other hand, had a very good finish at Vegas. So those are the 2 guys that I would have to put my money on. Joey Logano was another guy. But if you just go by the sheer numbers, because if you look at it, Kevin Harvick, in just about every statistical category, he leads every one of those at Phoenix. Most laps led, most wins by an active driver, most top 5s, most top 10s. So if I were a betting man, I'd throw it all in on Kevin Harvick just because of the situation. So
all right.
He's definitely my pick. Now, like I said, a guy like Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, those guys are very good there as well and can certainly win that race, but I'm going with Kevin.
And the 4 reign supreme this weekend. Our NASCAR playoffs are going to look a little funky with the winners we've had so far this year. And Kyle Larson is a fantastic racer. I was glad to see him win. I'll go back to it. I think he had one of the most honest, concise, real talk apologies of all time. So I like Kyle Larson. I'm pulling for him. But the winners that we've had so far this year, don't include some of the bigger names that we know from the NASCAR world. When you talk about McDowell, Bell, Byron, and Larson, and they're all in. They're in the playoffs. We're going to see the big names join them. But for the first 4 races, you've had some names that you may not expect to be at that winner's circle.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that there's some, there's
little parity,
diversity.
Yeah,
a little parity, little diversity, and a little parity, and some teams and some drivers that maybe you thought, wouldn't be in there. I think you have to throw those wild cards in the mix to make it interesting. And like you said, the big boys will definitely be in there. Your Denny Hamlins, your Kevin Harvicks, Joey Logano's, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch. Those guys will be in there. That's for sure. They're too good, and none of those guys are past their prime, so to speak. I mean, some of them are getting up there a little bit in age, but they're definitely not past their prime. And that's the one thing about NASCAR right now is it's very competitive. It really is, and you never know from week to week who's going to win. And with the whole Kyle Larson thing, I was very happy to see him win because, as humans, and especially here in the United States, we love 2 things. We love to see the mighty fall, and which we've seen with Kyle Larson. I mean, he's not a superstar in the sport, but he is racing on NASCAR's biggest stage, and NASCAR is a huge sport. So obviously, he is a big name. He's a big-time celebrity, and, be it as it may, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, obviously, but that's just human nature, is that people love to see the mighty fall. But then again, those same people love to see the comeback story. And I think you're seeing that with Kyle Larson, too. So you've seen both ends of the spectrum with Kyle. But I'm definitely on the side that I like the comeback story. I never have rooted for the mighty to fall, and especially in a way like that. Now, if you root for Tom Brady not to win the Super Bowl and the mighty to fall that way, that's one thing, but not to where something like that happens, for sure.
We've always enjoyed the sports chat every Tuesday right here on Pirate Radio Live. I know you're busy, so thanks for making some time with us, man, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, man. We'll be pulling for the Pirates on the hardwood and the baseball field this week.
That's right. Got a lot going on, and Billy, we were covering it all over there at WITN. Thanks, Weave.
All right, man.
Thanks, Billy. There's Billy Weaver joining us today on PRL to talk about all the stuff going on. It's a really fun time of the year. Right now, Duke with a 5-point lead, 13-8 over Boston College in Game 2 of the ACC tournament. Notre Dame and Wake Forest later tonight. A lot of action going on Wednesday. We will take a time out, come back, get ready to wrap up hour number 2, and get you set for our final hour of Pirate Radio Live. Still got to make you a winner on today's show. We'll do that in hour 3 as we open up the booty bag. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hey, Troy, have you heard about The Place?
No, Jason. What place?
It's The Place. It's Washington's newest restaurant on the waterfront. The Place is located in downtown Washington in the Harbor District with waterfront seating in the back. We're open for bistro-style lunches Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 2 and elevated comfort-style dinners Thursday through Saturday 5 to 9. Plus Sundays, we have the best Southern brunch in town.
Man, that's awesome, Jason. The Place sounds like the place to be.
It is. We look forward to seeing you there. The Place in Washington, North Carolina.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Hey Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here. As a former ECU football player, America's Gas Man, 3-time NASCAR champion, and 3-time Daytona 500 champion, I know what it takes to win. I also know what it takes to make folks happy on the water. When I'm not at the track, I'm making deals at the hottest boat dealership in North Carolina. If you're in the market for a boat, shop us online now at edwatkinsmarine.com. We will deliver anywhere. And if you buy a boat from me, Pirate Nation, I will personally deliver it. I love Eastern North Carolina, and we are ready to deal with lots of inventory on hand. We are your one-stop shop for sales and service. Get on the water now with the help of Ed Watkins Marine, and go Pirates!
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. And hey, a brand new episode of the Pirate Radio podcast is now available on our Apple Podcast channel and on SoundCloud in our archives. And the Pirate Radio podcast is at 6 o'clock tonight, brought to you by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Visit whiteclaw.com today. White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly. The new podcast will feature Troy D going one-on-one with his dad, Lee D, and talk about all the various sports memories that they've had over the years. You can listen to the podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing. And, of course, you can also tune in tonight at 6 o'clock right here on 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 FM in Washington, and, of course, online at pr927fm.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, we have a lot of extra programming, I guess, coming up outside of Pirate Radio Live. Moving forward with the Pirate Radio podcast with Lee D coming up, some other Pirate Radio podcasts already in the works down the pipe. And also, you've got Conley football, of course. We got that for you Friday night with Conley and J.H. Rose. Next week, our NCAA tournament coverage kicks in. Mm-hmm. And surely after that and around the end, towards the end of the NCAA tournament, our Baltimore Orioles coverage will begin. Some O's baseball in 2021.
Looking forward to that. Of course, the Orioles trying to kind of rebuild their team. They weren't as successful last year as they wanted to be. God, the one thing that kind of, drives me nuts about the Orioles sometimes is that they get off to a really good start and then they just kind of fall off. And hoping that they can sustain something this year. They've got a lot of new prospects coming in, not a lot of young players. They've moved some players around. So we'll see what happens with the O's this year. But good to hear that Camden Yards is opening up to 50% capacity. That's better than nothing. So we'll take it and see what happens. Because if you've never been to Camden Yards to see an O's baseball game, Camden Yards is probably one of the the prettier ballparks that you can see. It's right there on the water. It's right there in the harbor. It is just a cool place to go see a baseball game.
Yeah, I was able to go in kind of not too long after it was open in the early to mid 90s. Mm-hmm. And I think they started the trend of the new old ballparks. Like they would build these new ballparks in kind of a classic form rather than the cookie cutters like Three Rivers and Veterans Stadium up in Philadelphia. There was a trend of just making those circle stadiums, mm-hmm. and they were boring. I think Camden Yards really started the trend of making a ballpark with character, and they had the warehouse out there behind right field,
yep.
and the harbor and everything, and it is a great place to watch a baseball game.
It's I was there actually 2 summers ago. I was there. I took a weekend. Everybody knows I'm a Red Sox fan. I went up there. They were playing the Red Sox that weekend. I went up there and saw a Friday night game and a Saturday night game. And just to be able to walk around, and like you said, the warehouse right there, that's Utah Street that runs in between the warehouse and the ballpark. So it's really cool. You can walk up and down there. There's shops all down there, and it's a really neat place. And they have plaques all along Utah Street from various people who have hit home runs and have landed in certain areas on Utah Street. They actually have plaques from where the balls have landed. I saw one that David Ortiz had hit out there onto Utah Street. So it's really cool. And it's just a really unique ballpark because it kind of reminds me of like when you think of like the Giants ballpark where you've got McCovey Cove right there in the background. It's kind of like that. You've got the harbor. They're in the harbor district. You've got the harbor right there, and it's just a really scenic, cool place to be. And I really enjoyed my time there. And then on the way back, I caught a WNBA game on the way back that weekend, and so I kind of made it a kind of like a sports specific weekend. But it's really cool, and so I encourage anybody that's and it's not that far of a drive. I mean, you're only talking probably, if my memory serves right, something like a 6-hour drive. It's not that bad. If you can get around DC traffic, you're in good shape. So it's a drivable destination to go see a baseball game, and it's a pretty cool place to see a ball game.
I didn't know about the plaque thing. I'm just looking now, and because I was looking up this particular home run, there is and Shirley, don't answer it because you know it. Well, let's ask our younger producer Chandler Honeycutt. There is a plaque on the warehouse where the ball was hit. It happened in the 1993 Home Run Derby. This lefty with a hat on backwards hit a home run off the warehouse behind Camden Yards. What player was that, Chandler?
Ken Griffey Jr.
That is correct. Well done.
Well done, sir.
I had it at backwards hat.
That kind of gave it away.
Yeah, that is kind of a tell.
And I don't know if this is true, Shirley, but it says that somebody I was looking this up on YouTube, and one of the comments was he goes and looks at the plaque every time he's there. It's the only one that's like on the warehouse where the ball hit.
If my memory serves correctly, that is right. Yeah. Most of them are on the ground. They're on the brickway on Utah Street, actually physically on Utah Street, which is the street that runs in between Camden Yards and the warehouse that Griffey Jr. hit. So I believe that is correct. It's the only one I remember seeing. So unless one is somewhere else and I just never noticed it, that's the only one I've ever seen. So, but either way, I mean, we need a
yes. What are you trying to say right now?
What am I trying to say right now? I'm trying to
today, Junior.
Today, Junior. No, I was going to say, personally, from a personal standpoint, I miss having a player like a Ken Griffey Jr., a guy that genuinely enjoyed the game of baseball, loved to play it, and came to the ballpark with a smile on his face.
Can I invite you to the Atlanta Braves with Ronald Acuna, Freddie Freeman, and Ozzie Albies? They are the player you are describing.
You know what? I will take. Okay, I take that back. Ozzie Albies. No, not Freddie Freeman.
Today, Shirley needs to be cut off and restarted. Have you tried unplugging, Shirley?
No, I agree with you about Acuna and Albies. I do agree with you. They truly look like they are enjoying the game of baseball.
Okay.
And I'm not real sure about Freddie Freeman just because I never really saw that much of emotion out of him when I did see him play. So,
all right.
Oh, God, he's got a stat to consider or something.
No, it's a picture to consider.
Chad
Moore puts up a old picture of you and him at Camden Yards in the 90s. Man, look at that.
What year was that?
That was mid to late, Chad. What was it, like 93 or 4? I don't know.
Even as a kid, Clip, your hat game was strong.
I got the O's fitted.
Yeah.
Now I'm wearing it.
It is still a flat bill too.
I'm wearing it pretty high on the dome there.
So
that's pretty flat.
Were you a trader, or was this before your Braves fan?
No, I was a Braves fan, but I'm at an Orioles game with an Orioles fan.
Yeah,
Chandler.
You don't want to wear something other than. I mean, even I'm not dumb enough to wear a Red Sox hat at an Orioles ballpark.
She's not Elaine Bennis.
You could just go neutral.
Did that, I believe, or was it was a Yankees game? She was wearing an O's hat.
Yeah.
We need to take a break.
Yeah, we do.
Did you want to break down this picture more?
No,
Chandler,
I just wanted to say that you can just go neutral at a game that you have no interest in. I go to a Titans game with my former roommate in college every year, and I just wear like a shirt and some pants.
Well, okay, great.
Oh, so you came to the game fully clothed.
Good
okay.
Like, I don't even wear Panther stuff there.
I mean, call me crazy. When I go to games, I wear like underwear and pants and a shirt and socks and shoes. I wear shoes sometimes too. What would Mike Keith say if he saw you walking into a Titans game?
He's got pants! A shirt!
take a timeout, come back. When we return, Antwan Staley joins us to talk NFL, hoops, and more after this.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the Pirates fly.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard is excited to announce they're going to begin serving breakfast. To kick this off, they are doing a Breakfast for Heroes on Tuesday, March 16th, where all frontline workers get breakfast for free. 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. If you're in healthcare, police, EMT, firefighters, just present your badge and you get a free breakfast. Ordering only one bowl or one wrap per person. It's Breakfast for Heroes, going on Tuesday, March 16th, only at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. That's right, the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G has launched and you can get it for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
You can paint these pitches purple!
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC or heater needs repairing or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or give them a call at 321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. And now let's head back in to the Pirate Radio studios and clip a quick ECU baseball update. Seth Cadell hits his 6th home run of the season.
He is mashing.
It's a solo shot to right center, and ECU is up 5-3 over Duke.
All right, hope you took the over because they're only in the 3rd inning, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
on the board. Seth Cadell is on fire.
Seth Cottle owns Duke.
Seth, what do you call it? What do you call it? Cattle. Seth Cattle.
Cattle.
Moo. All right, man, he's off to a red-hot start to this 2021 season. All right, let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line. Welcome back onto the program. Antwan Staley covers Florida State hoops. Has covered the Panthers, the Dolphins, and we'll talk a lot of NFL, too, with Antwan. Antwan, welcome back to the show. How you doing, man?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm going good. How are you?
Good, man. Doing good because the weather's pretty nice here in eastern North Carolina, and there's a ton of sports going on to follow. And let's start with the ACC tournament, Antwan. It's kind of weird to see Duke playing on this Tuesday afternoon in the first day of the ACC tournament. Taking care of business right now, up 11 on Boston College. Earlier today, Miami with a win as they knocked off Pittsburgh. And it's kind of strange with the blue bloods struggling, Antwan, as we've talked about on the show today. And the team you cover, Florida State, one of the favorites in this thing, along with Virginia. Interested to see kind of the interest level that the ACC tournament gets this year, with it being pretty much down across the board compared to recent years.
Yeah, it is. No number 1 seed. It probably won't be a number 2 seed unless something crazy were to happen. So it seems like Virginia and Florida State, the best they could probably do would be a 3 seed now. I know spoke with Joe Lenardi last week, and he ended up having Florida State as a 3 seed at the time. They've moved down since it's a 5 seed. But if they win the tournament, I imagine they'd probably get back to the 3 seed line. But yeah, it's been a weird year. Florida State has had some good wins. They've been dominant at times if you look at some of their wins against NC State or even Virginia, but they also laid some duds too as well, where you look at the Georgia Tech loss, also looked at the loss against Notre Dame over the weekend. So I think that's kind of what's separating them from being mentioned among some of the best teams in the country. And, you look at Virginia, too. They also had a little bit of a slide, too, a 3-game losing streak, which they ended up hurting them seeding-wise, too. But I think if they get either one of those things, get the right bracket with the right matchups, they could potentially make some noise, maybe Sweet 16 or maybe beyond, potentially.
Antwan, you mentioned Florida State. They're not alone in this, but, man, they have been awesome at home. Same can be said for Syracuse. I think they only lost 1 game in the Carrier Dome this year. How about Q's NC State as we look at who's in, who's out of the NCAA tournament? Virginia, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Josh Pastner's Yellow Jackets, they're all going to be in. North Carolina, I think, is a 9 seed right now, according to Joey Brackets. Clemson, Louisville, Syracuse, NC State. How about that group of 4, Antwan? Is Clemson firmly in? How about Louisville? And what about the Orange and the Wolfpack? What do they need to do these next few days?
I think Clemson and Louisville in. I think Clemson's interesting story because I feel like they were doing so well, and then the COVID pause really hurt them, and then they came back down to earth because I thought they were among the best teams in the ACC. They ended up beating Florida State earlier this year, and then once that pause hit, they were just not the same basketball team, at least for a while then, and they started to come back and start to play better basketball towards the backhand of the season, really. Winning 3 out of the last 4 games, too. So, yeah, you look at them. I think them and Louisville are definitely in. Syracuse definitely has some work to do. You mentioned it. Their team has been great in the Carrier Dome, but away from there, they're not so much, too. But if they can get a win against NC State, that's really what they're going to boil down to. They got a game against State tomorrow. I think winner has a good shot to get in. Syracuse, we usually see Syracuse in this position every single year, or at least it seems like. Well, they have to play themselves in, and they normally do. It might have been the case last year too. We just didn't know. Well, the tournament ended up getting canceled. So, yeah, I definitely think that they have a golden opportunity. NC State also has a golden opportunity. That's pretty much what it boiled down to. If whoever wins tomorrow has a really good shot, I think, of getting in. The loser is probably going to look like going to the NIT, I believe.
Yeah, it really sets up for a big matchup coming up early tomorrow or on Wednesday. Antwan, when you look at it, Gonzaga is in their championship game tonight against BYU, and they're big favorites in that. Will probably win and be the number 1 overall seed. Baylor has lost 1 game this season. We've seen Michigan lose a couple here in the last couple of weeks, and Illinois right now, the 3rd-ranked team in the country. I mean, I feel like Gonzaga and Baylor, and maybe you could throw Michigan in there, but everybody after Gonzaga, Baylor, and then the other teams in the top 25 from 3 to 25 are, not much separation between them. So where does that leave like a Florida State? I mean, I think it's going to be a wacky tournament, Antwan, and seedings might not even matter for a lot of these games because everybody's going to be so even. But a team like Florida State can take advantage of that and make a run. How do you kind of see the NCAA tournament when it comes to the teams at the top and then everybody else?
We always say it, the tournament is always crazy, but I think in this particular year,
right,
I don't think anybody knows anything. And the reason I say that is because a lot of these teams didn't play a lot of non-conference games. Florida State played 3 or 4. Some other schools might have played 1 or 2. So we don't necessarily know how good they are. And a lot of these teams, like Florida State, end up playing a lot of home games. Some teams played a lot of road games. Some teams just play strictly conference games. So, yeah, I think it's a toss-up. I think, Gonzaga, obviously, and Baylor, I think, are a step among everybody else. But, again, it's all about these matchups. But I think you could just throw teams in the hat and then just pick one and just kind of roll with it. I would be amazed if anybody got all 4 Final Four teams this year, and especially in a year like this, because I think you could potentially see a 4 or 5 seed make a run, and I think that really benefits a team like a Florida State, where they're a team that doesn't really rely on one person for scoring. They have a complementary of a lot of different players like Scotty Barnes or Raekwon Gray or MJ Walker. Virginia, obviously, with their defense, they definitely, I think, certainly could make a run. I even, I'll throw Carolina in there too, even though I know they've had their struggles too as well. But they're big, and I think they're bigger than a lot of teams out there. And it wouldn't solely surprise me if I was to see a Roy Williams team at least get to the Sweet 16 and make it tough on one of these higher seeds in the tournament.
Antwan Staley joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. ECU, Antwan, will be in action coming up Thursday night against UCF in the American tournament. Looks like 2 teams from the AAC, and credit to Wichita State for what they've done with all the Greg Marshall drama. A lot of players exiting the program, but man, they've put together a good year and are actually the regular season champion, believe it or not, for the American. Houston is certainly in, so looks like it's going to be 2 unless another team from the AAC jumps up and wins that tournament in Fort Worth.
Yeah, man, I mean, watching some of the other teams around the country, it makes you look. I know Appalachian State is in, so I kind of hope for that one day ECU can get back to the tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you look at Memphis, maybe they have a chance to work their way in at SMU. But yeah, this seems like it's definitely a 2-bid league unless something crazy were to happen with either SMU or Memphis or one of these other teams to go on just a magnificent run in the tournament.
Antwan, you already got App State in, you got UNCG and Elon trying to get in tonight. Could be 3 teams from the state already in. And as Shirley mentioned earlier, North Carolina A&T, the favorite to win their league. North Carolina's going to get in. So the flavor of North Carolina, despite, the Blue Bloods kind of being down, there's going to be a pretty heavy flavor of NC in the tournament this year. And you're right, Antwan, we're still waiting for that day when ECU can get back there.
Yeah, it's like I said, I think it's great some of these other teams to get it in, like an App State, like an Elon, like UNC Greensboro, which I think West Millis has done an absolute wonderful job there with that program too as well. And you get, I guess, I think obviously North Carolina's going to get in, and we'll see about NC State. Duke, it wouldn't totally surprise me if they had to make some kind of run too, but they're going to have to run the gauntlet in order to do it. But yeah, I think it's fun to have these different teams to get into it. It makes it a lot of fun, and I think even if your team like Duke doesn't get in, you're a fan of it. It lets you pay attention to what some of the other schools in North Carolina are doing.
Speaking of the AAC and North Carolina, how about a North Carolina native? Just saw this on Twitter. Andy Yanez, who covers Houston basketball, says Houston just announced Kelvin Sampson has signed a contract extension until the 26-27 season. So Kelvin Sampson going to remain in Houston. And, man, that program was in a pretty dark place. I remember year one of Kelvin Sampson, ECU knocking off Houston. And, boy, they were able to do it this year, Antwan, in upset fashion. But he's got that program running. And Kelvin Sampson going to remain the Houston Cougars coach for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, that's a good job for him. Obviously, I bet you a lot of teams we already have some openings in college basketball, some big time openings at big schools. You look at Boston College playing Duke right now; they have an opening, but it's good to lock him down now instead of trying to wait. And once the tournament is over, I'm sure it would have been a ton of teams just knocking on his door, waiting for him to go. But yeah, I think him just going there, revitalizing that program, and it's obviously a ton of talent, not just football, but also basketball in the state of Texas, too. Samson will be able to get some of that top talent, too, as well from some of the bigger schools like a Texas or keep a team like Oklahoma away from some recruits there, and I think he'll do a wonderful job for the foreseeable future.
While we're talking coaches, Antwan, this is a great bar discussion, and I'll discuss this at a bar over the weekend. And as a guy that knows hoops, knows the state, and you've probably been asked this a million times, who takes over for Coach K at Duke? Who takes over for Roy Williams in North Carolina? Are they both staying in the family? Do they go outside the family? Do you have an updated prediction on that question?
I think for Duke, I probably would say they would go outside of the family. I think maybe Wojo. Maybe you go him from Marquette, possibly, but. I think they'll probably go outside that family. With Carolina, I think they tend to like to stay in the family. You kind of remember, Bill Rutheridge ended up taking over for Dean. Obviously, Matt Doherty ended up coming over, and then obviously Roy was a guy there that ended up taking over for Doherty. So yeah, I think they tend to like to stay in the family, like some schools do. I can kind of see them potentially doing the similar type thing, but yeah, I mean, you get to that age now, you definitely have to think about it. You got those guys, and also you got Leonard Hamilton's also in his 70s too, and Boeheim as well. You got a lot of coaches that got a lot of mouths there that you imagine is going to be taking over, deciding to retire pretty soon.
Leonard Hamilton has looked the same for the last 20 years, so you don't really think of him as being that old, until you just said it this year. Just there, you're right. He just looks the same as he always has to me.
Yeah, he looks the same pretty much from when he was the head coach of the Wizards. Some people don't remember that. But yeah.
Good call. Talking to Antwan Staley on the Fixed NC Live line. Antwan, while I got you here, let's talk a little NFL. It was a big day for franchise tagged and for those who are not franchise tagged. And so Allen Robinson is going to remain in Chicago. That takes a big wide receiver off the board. Kenny Golladay is a big name on the board at wide receiver. I love Golladay, Antwan, but you got to play, and he did not play hardly at all in 2020. And man, if he can stay healthy, he is a difference maker. As a Washington fan, would love to have him in Washington. I guess Chris Godwin going to stick around Tampa. Curtis Samuel, it appears, will be a free agent, correct, Chandler? So I guess Samuel and Golladay are those the biggest names at receiver this offseason. And I guess, do we need to see what's going to happen with Juju as well, Antwan?
Yeah, I think Juju's gone as well. So Juju, I would throw Marvin Jones from Detroit also in that mix too as well. So yeah, I think those are the really big names there. I think Golladay, he's going to get a ton of interest there. I know people in Miami already talk about him potentially going there and teaming up with Devontae Parker and maybe a rookie receiver they could potentially draft too as well. I think Washington would also be a good fit too as well. Marvin Jones, I think, is a veteran receiver. Again, you can see him going a lot of different places. Washington, I think, is a potential option there. You look at Pittsburgh, depending on what they do as far as loading up some cap space there as well. New England, I therefore think it's also a potential spot too as well. So yeah, it's a ton of options out there wide receiver, and also a tight end too with Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. I think is also free agent too as well, did not get tagged. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of throwing options there for a lot of different teams this off season.
And Antwan, I know you still follow what's going on in Miami. I guess are we right now saying the Dolphins are thinking that Tua is the future and the now and ready to go with him, or is there still a chance he ends up on another team in 2021?
Well, as long as if it's not Deshaun Watson,
right.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be Tua. I can tell you that right now. But all signs point that Tua is going to be the guy going moving forward. Obviously, anything could happen, especially when you're talking about a franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson, and Houston that doesn't necessarily want to trade him. But yeah, I think just from everything that I've heard and people have told me that, yeah, he's going to be the guy at least moving forward for now.
Antwan got a question from our resident Titans fan around here, Chad. Wants your take on the trade that was made with the Dolphins for Isaiah Wilson.
Well, I think it's a win-win for really the Dolphins because they need some they need a tackle, they need some offensive line help, and it's just a swap of 7-round picks. So you can get. I know Wilson has come in. I know and had a lot of trouble when you talk about the off-campus party at Tennessee State and also the DUI during the season last year. But if Brian Flores can ship him up and help him get this career back on track, they could potentially a home run pick for him because he was definitely a first-round talent too, and it's somebody they had their eye on just in case he slipped to the second round. For the Titans, it was kind of, obviously not a great pick. He doesn't necessarily want to be there. He had maturity issues there. You move on from him, and you have to end up making another pick there at the position too. This upcoming draft too as well, because obviously, when you spend that pick on a player like that, you expect it to work out, and it did not. And the bad thing is they already paid him his signing bonus too. So that's definitely not a good thing too, where you only see a player walk out the door for 1 year and he already paid his signing bonus too. So hopefully the Titans can find a good replacement for him in the draft.
We always grade these trades as they happen, and then further down the line we can get a finalized grade on it. But speaking of the Dolphins and an offensive lineman, I guess the Dolphins can be considered winners in the Laramie Tunsil trade after it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, all the picks they got, and they get a first and a second this year too as well. Houston doesn't pick until the third round.
Man.
Yeah, that's definitely a win there for real. I mean, even if you were to trade for Deshaun Watson, that's still a win because you're essentially giving the Texans back the draft pick. So.
Right, big win there for Miami. Looking around at the quarterbacks, I don't know, Antwan, like Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, is all this blow over? The situations are different. It really feels like the Watson era is over in Houston, but again, they have to agree to a trade. What do you make of the Wilson stuff? How serious is that relationship been tarnished with Pete Carroll and Wilson and the folks there in Seattle?
Well, it's serious enough for him to come out just out the blue and just say it's been an issue that they've had some ruffles of the feathers during Super Bowl week. So it's definitely serious. You talk about some of the things that they've talked about. Wilson wants more power in the organization. I definitely think you see that with a lot of different quarterbacks throughout the league. And I think part of it, the teams have to be responsible and tell the players that you only can have so much power. I mean, you're not a general manager. You're not a personnel person. Yeah, you can have a say or you can voice your opinion, but ultimately it's our decision on what we want to do. And I think that's kind of what Houston messed up at because, these guys are players. You don't necessarily need to take into account every single decision. I mean, every single opinion that they have. Too cool is they can voice their opinion and you want that, but I think with Watson, they didn't voice it. They didn't ask him about the general manager situation. They hired somebody anyway. He was upset along with some other things, and now he wants traded. And Russell Wilson wants more voice about some of the organizational moves, and he's not happy too. But they're players at the end of the day. They don't necessarily need to have the toe in the foot in the foot in this pool when they're talking about player personnel decisions. So yeah, I think you have to be careful about giving players too much power, especially even if it is at the quarterback position, because that could definitely backfire on you.
Not everybody's LeBron, and basketball is a different situation. There's only 13 guys that's played on the roster. NFL is a little different, and I don't know if LeBron started this, but he's the player GM coach for his team, and you can't do that in the NFL with all the personnel.
Well, I was going to say, with LeBron, it was basketball, yeah. LeBron sways a team. LeBron by himself can take a team to the finals.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't know, outside of maybe a Tom Brady, in this sense, that I don't know if it's an NFL player that can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would be real careful of doing that to any player, especially in the NFL.
Antwan, and real quick, let's talk a little Panthers before we let you go. I read yesterday, did you see I don't know if it was a report, it was a tweet that I read that the 49ers offered multiple picks for Teddy Bridgewater to be their quarterback, and I don't know how true that was. Chandler, our Panthers fan here, was shocked to hear that and said, yeah, take it if you're the Panthers. But what's the quarterback situation going to look like in Carolina when we start this season?
Well, they want a top guy. That's been obvious. Even you date back to last year, I know they thought Teddy might have a potential to turn into that guy with the offensive weapons that they have around them, but that just didn't happen for a variety of reasons. Some of it his fault, some of it not. But the fact of the matter is they need to get a franchise quarterback, and that's what they're trying to do, whether it be Deshaun Watson, whether it be through the draft, potentially taking a Justin Fields or Matt Jones, but they want their guy. And I think that's part of the reason why they end up letting Cam Newton go, because David Tepper saw Cam Newton getting injured, his first 2 years there as an owner, and didn't want to go through that. He didn't want to go through that cycle. Didn't want to go through that mediocrity. And it's not, like I say, it's not necessarily Cam's fault he got hurt, but at the same time, you want somebody that's going to be durable and available. And Cam definitely was not. So you want to move forward and try to find somebody who can be your franchise quarterback for the next 10 to 12 years. And that's what I think they're going to try to do, whether it be the draft or through a trade.
Antwan Staley joining us. We're talking NFL with him. He's a Florida State reporter, Tallahassee.com. But Antwan, you always have your toe dipped into the NFL pool as well, so appreciate that. What do you got coming up for football in 2021? Any reporting on the horizon? You know what you're going to be doing when college and NFL rolls around?
I do not. So I have some things cooking potentially, so we'll see how it goes.
All right.
But right now, yeah, definitely it's spring football, Florida State, that's getting started too as well, and I got college basketball, and once we get through all of this, March Madness, especially for reporters right now with a lot of different things going on, we'll see what the plans have for me, but definitely get fun at the time of the year.
Awesome, man. Thanks for joining us, Antwan. Always enjoyed, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
All right, Cliff. Thank you.
All right, there's Antwan Staley joining us on the Fixed NC Live line as we look at college hoops and what's going on in the NFL offseason. Right now, the Dukies with a halftime lead, 41-27 over Boston College. We'll get an ECU baseball update when we return, but Shirley, right now, it's time to open up the Pirate Radio booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250, caller number
6
will win a
$20 Captain Special car wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash.
Get your nasty, dirty car washed, courtesy of Pirate Radio. You can be a winner right now. 317-1250. We'll have our winner. We'll get you ready for ECU women's basketball. Their conference tournament action begins tonight when they take on Houston. We'll talk to Kim McNeill when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Joe Dooley. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for all athletes at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for a joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experience and professional services, call the folks at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
They say nothing in life is free. Well, we're here to tell you they're wrong. Because when you switch to US Cellular, you can get the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. That's right, the Samsung Galaxy S21 5G has launched and you can get it for free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Terms and conditions apply. See store or uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Been pulled over for speeding and written a ticket? Then you need to call O'Neill Speedometer Service in Greenville. O'Neill's can calibrate all vehicles for speeding tickets. All-wheel drives, no problem. 18-wheelers, no problem. Motorcycles, no problem. O'Neill's can also repair instrument gauges that have stopped working. Whether you drive a Ford or GMC, Greenville's trusted speedometer shop for over 30 years is O'Neill's. Call today for repairs or calibration work at 756-5050. O'Neill Speedometer Service. Go Pirates.
Find yourself working from home or at least spending more time there? Want some remodeling for your house or a fresh look? How about a new deck or screened-in porch to add livable space outside? Don't know who to call? Well, you do now. Call the professionals at R&R Remodeling. They've been serving the local community for 15 years. Ronnie and his crew can help you today. Call for a free quote, 252-286-4119, or visit R&R Remodeling on Facebook. R&R Remodeling, construction you can count on.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
In studio today with Matlock, also known as Brad Evans to his friends and family. Why F3?
F3 is a great way to work out, get in shape, but most importantly, F3 is a way to get together with other guys in the community, develop a great group of friends, and have a good time doing it. What I'd tell people about F3 is don't be afraid to get up early in the morning to go work out. You can do it.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Pirate Radio.
I can promise you, we are going to be a hard-nosed, physical, fundamentally sound, disciplined football team. We're going to compete and go toe-to-toe with anybody we match up against. But that's going to be our mentality year-round.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success, and the combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offering of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. And congratulations to Josh Lively of Greenville, picked up a $20 Captain Special Car Wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Fast Pass with unlimited washes for only $9.99 for your first month. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics, with locations on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. As a matter of fact, just went by there today because apparently Softball Shirley pissed off a bird at my house. And I had bird droppings all over my car, so I had to run it through the Pirates Cove Car Wash today.
I meant to tell you that you had a lot of bird turds on your hood.
Yeah.
Well, you went from pissed off to turd it on.
Well played, sir. Well played, yeah. Yeah, I woke up this morning. Well, I mean, I had a couple of spots, and I was like, it's okay. And then I went out this morning before on the way to work, and I don't know what that was. What was that noise?
That was the bird turd. The bird.
Bird is the turd.
Yeah, and apparently
bird is the
it was
turd.
almost like a bird sneezed turd all over my car because it was just everywhere, and I was like, yeah, I got to run it through a car wash.
All right, thank you for painting the picture for us.
Sorry, but just in case you were ever curious that when you pulled up, there was bird turd all over my car, and then it wasn't there anymore. So.
Do you have bird turd on your hood? Go to Pirates Cove Car Wash.
Great ad read there. Antwan Staley, who just joined us on the show, tweeted out a minute ago.
I have bird turd on my hood.
He did not. The finalists for the class of 2021 Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, they include Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce.
Okay.
And Larry Bird Turd.
Chandler. Are you done? Do you want to say Sue Bird Turd, or can we move on?
I was waiting for Shirley to say that one.
Okay. Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce, Jay Wright, Tim Hardaway, Marcus Johnson, Ben Wallace, Lauren Jackson, and Chris Webber. So there you go. There's the list. Chandler, thinking of other jokes, or you good? Move on.
Chris Webber, though.
Chris Webber, though. What about him?
I don't know. It just... I mean, the other ones
not a Hall of Fame. Come on.
Well,
Chris Webber was very influential with the Fab Five and everything too. What he did in college and the pros.
Oh, that's right. Because the Basketball Hall of Fame kind of encompasses both.
Yeah. It's not college.
Okay.
It's not pro.
Okay. See, I was thinking it was just pro,
No.
and that's why I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense to lump them in with names like Chris Bosh and Paul Pierce. I mean, they've got titles,
The only reason Weber should be left out if they include his announcing career, because he is not good.
Oh
at
yeah,
that.
he was horrible at that.
Well, is not was is.
No, I say was because was.
Okay, cuz. All right, let's talk about what's happening tonight. It'll be the ECU women in action against Houston in the AAC women's basketball tournament there in Fort Worth, and the head coach of the Pirates, Kim McNeill, joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line. Coach, how you doing?
Great, no problem. Glad to speak with you guys.
Got a lot to talk about, but first, Coach, it's all about wins and losses, and you get to this point in the season, you're trying to survive in advance, make the NCAA tournament, but just finishing the regular season, being able to play as many games as you played. Not every team, men's and women's basketball, was able to get through this 2020-2021 season. Do you get a sense of accomplishment just kind of getting to the finish line here, despite how it goes the rest of the way?
Definitely. It's funny, me and my director of operations, Sarah, were talking the other day after we got through Tulane. It was like, wow, we did it. Extremely proud of my players, for the sacrifices that they've made, being asked to, basically have no social life and live in the gym and live in their dorm or apartment is not what they came to college for. Obviously they're here on an athletic scholarship, and academics and athletics is first and foremost, but they're young people, and they need to socialize. They need to be around other people. They need to go out to restaurants, go to movies, go bowling, do different things. And all of that was taken away from them this year. And, for our ladies to do the job that they did this year, we lost 2 games in conference play, and none of it was our fault. We did a really good job of really managing COVID and staying COVID free during the season. And I'm just so proud of the sacrifices that they've made, and great that we got through it.
Kim McNeill joining us. Coach, Houston coming up tonight in round 1 of the AAC women's basketball tournament, and it looks like one of those games you weren't able to play this year was against the Cougars. You did take on Houston at Minges Coliseum, and that was a 66-56 loss. So you've seen this team once this season, Coach. What do you need to do different this time around to get the win tonight?
Yeah, Houston's a really good team, and they're playing really well right now. I mean, obviously they beat, South Florida, who was, I think, 14th in the country at the time. They got a lot of different weapons. They got kids that can get to the rim. They got kids that can shoot the ball. They've got an inside presence. They play really hard. They get after it defensively. First and foremost, I think we have to do a better job of handling their pressure. They're a different defensive team than we are. We're more, trapping and pressing and half court, switching up our defenses where they're pretty much straight man to man. And they really want to, take you out of, being able to reverse the ball. And so we've got to do a better job of being able to handle that pressure. I thought their full court man really slowed us down. And by the time we were in the half court and getting into our offense, a lot of time had ran off the shot clock. So we've been working, these last 3 or 4 days just on different ways to, kind of get through that pressure and some things that we can do to possibly take them out of that pressure, some things that we saw watching film that we have to make adjustments on, and, using our posts, Maddie Moore and Dom Clater, to get us through some of that pressure. That's first and foremost. Secondly, we got to turn them over more. We got to turn them over, and we got to finish better. And then we've got to take the paint away from them. They want to shoot a lot of threes, but I think a lot of their threes come from getting into the paint, getting into the paint, kicking out for wide open shots. So we've got to take the paint away from them to take away those drives, to get to the rim, and we've got to take the paint away from them for them to get kickouts, to get wide open threes.
Coach, earlier this week, LaShonda Monk was named Defensive Player of the Year for the second year in a row. Can you kind of give us some insight into just how hard that accomplishment is, first of all, and also the type of leadership that she has on the floor that you've been able to see and watch flourish in the 2 years that she has been here and under your leadership?
What an accomplishment, right? I mean, it's hard to do it once, especially in a league that has so many teams that pride themselves on defense. I mean, you've got UCF, you've got Houston, you've got us, you got several other teams that, when they talk about, what is the forefront of their program, they talk about defense. They talk about, being defensive-minded teams. And so, last year for her to be the first non-UConn player to get it was obviously a huge accomplishment. And then to be able to do that 2 years in a row and to be the only player in our league to do it twice, to be the only player in, ECU history to do it, it's just, it's an unbelievable accomplishment for her. And I'm so proud. I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for our program. I think the combination of Monk's athleticism, her natural instincts, her want to play defense, because a lot of kids don't want to play it, but she loves to play it. And then our defensive system, just putting her in position to be successful, all played a part in her being able to be, the Defensive Player of the Year the second year in a row. And so, this year has been strange and crazy for everybody. It's been hard. It's been difficult. So, obviously the last 2 years of things we've been working on with LaShonda is, her leadership ability and her being more vocal, out there. And I think at the end of the day, Monk is more of a leader by example. She's not very talkative. As feisty as she looks on the court and as hard as she plays, she's a quiet kid. And so I think for her, it's more about leading, by example and coming out every day and playing as hard as she can on defense and getting her teammates to follow suit with that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I kind of, and this is just a nickname that I have for her. I call her the silent assassin because, like you said, she likes to play defense, and she's very vocal on the court, and she's very emotional on the court, but not so much off the court. She kind of leaves it all out there, but she's also lethal on the offensive side as well because she can quickly pull up a three and drain it just as quickly as anyone I've ever seen. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone who has made more half-court shots in basketball than LaShonda Monk because I've seen several, and I'm still dumbfounded by them.
These past 2 years, we've asked more out of Monk offensively than I think she's been asked upon in the past. Really Monk is a two guard. She's a scorer. She's just in a point guard's body. And so these last 2 years we've been really teaching her how to balance the scoring with also being a point guard and being able to get the team involved. And she's done really well with that. These last 2 years she scored double figures for us. Last year really her and Taz was the only kids we had on the team that were our scorers. This year we have more weapons. With Taz returning, Maddie Moore, Sierra DaCosta, so on any given night we've told the kids, anybody can lead us in scoring. We want, multiple people in double figures. We want 3 or 4 kids in double figures, and we're totally capable of that. And so it's just, teaching everybody how to play with each other, how to play within the offense, and really still teaching them how to play the game of basketball. But, I think she's done a good job with that, and doing what we want her to do. We ask a lot of her. We ask her to score. We ask her to be the best defender on the team. At times she's leading us in rebounding, leading us in steals. So she does a lot for this team and has done a lot for this program, since we've been here the last 2 years.
Kim McNeill joining us, Coach. Late night tip-off tonight, 10 o'clock here, as ECU will be taking on Houston in Fort Worth, Texas. During this COVID year, we saw a lot of afternoon basketball, midweek afternoon basketball. So this is going to be later than usual for you and the girls. How do you manage that? How do you keep the team occupied throughout the day so they're ready to go once tip-off happens tonight?
Well, we started it on Friday. Friday we practiced at 8:30 on Friday night, just trying to get them prepared and ready. We're going through the whole day of basically doing, maybe some online classes or some study hall, and then we tipped off practice Friday night at 8:30. It was different. It was weird, but it was good energy. I think these kids, I think they get more energy at night. Early in the day, they're dragging a little bit, but I think it's the generation of where they get more energy and stuff at nighttime. So, and then we were off Saturday. We practiced yesterday morning, and then we'll practice again tonight at 8 o'clock. So, we're trying to get them in that routine of, study hall, doing some type of movement type of things, watching some film, and give them a little time to rest. But obviously, you don't want them sitting around all day either. So right now they're out, taking a walk and just getting their bodies moving, getting ready, to play a late game, which is not normal.
Coach, you have always been a defensive-minded coach, and last year you had some impressive stats as far as not only conference rankings about where you are as far as forcing turnovers and steals and that type of thing, but you also were ranked nationally, and you were able to do that again this year, even in, arguably, well, not arguably, in one of the most, strangest college basketball seasons anyone has ever seen.
Yeah, I would say difficult. Very, very hard, very, very stressful. There are nights, we're getting COVID tests. That night, I don't sleep, waiting to get the results and making sure that everybody's okay. But, that's just who we are. We are a defensive-minded team. That will be our identity. That will always be our identity. And, our last 2 years at the University of Hartford, we finished number 2 in the nation in all those defensive categories, and we brought that same mindset here to ECU, and that will be a part of our program. That will be a standard. That will be an expectation year after year, not only finishing first in the conference every year in that, but making noise nationally. And that's the way we recruit. We want to bring in kids that, want to play an up-tempo style of game, that want to get after it on the defensive end of the floor, that want to create, offense off of the defense. And that's just who we are, and that's what we will always preach, as a coaching staff. I just feel that, on any given night, you might be off offensively. You might miss some shots, even your best shooters. But you can always control the defensive end of the floor. You can always control how hard you want to play. Defense is a mentality. It's an approach. It's what you bring every single day to practice, to every single day to the game, and that is all in your control.
Kim McNeill joining us. ECU Houston going at it tonight in round 1 of the American Athletic Conference tournament. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck to you and the squad tonight, and keep it rolling. And we'll plan on having you on again after you advance in round 1 and talk more hoops with you. But thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys for the support. Really appreciate it.
ECU women's basketball coach Kim McNeill joining us on the Fixed NC live line. It'll be the Pirates and the Cougars tonight. Pirates are double-digit dogs. We nearly saw an upset already in women's college basketball today in the AAC tournament, but the 20th ranked South Florida Bulls did survive and knock off Wichita State 48-44. Wichita State was just 2-9 in conference play, and South Florida ranked. And South Florida, man, we were talking with Shirley earlier, if South Florida was to lose that game, would have really opened things up in the AAC tournament. But the Bulls able to get the win. Also, Tulane knocked off Temple 83-73. It'll be Cincinnati and UCF at 7 o'clock. And then the ECU women and Houston scheduled to play tonight at 10 o'clock. All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back and have more for you on Pirate Radio Live as we wrap up this Tuesday show. We're back with you after this.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Did you know time spent outdoors can help improve your children's health and bring balance to their life? The Outdoor Heritage Advisory Council invites you to join the Patch program. This program is for any child under the age of 16 and includes activities like fishing, hunting, and hiking. These are just one of the many ways you can earn the exclusive patches from the Outdoor Heritage Council. For more information on how to sign up and get your adventure started, visit outdoorheritage.nc.gov.
Hey Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here. As a former ECU football player, America's Gas Man, 3-time NASCAR champion, and 3-time Daytona 500 champion, I know what it takes to win. I also know what it takes to make folks happy on the water. When I'm not at the track, I'm making deals at the hottest boat dealership in North Carolina. If you're in the market for a boat, shop us online now at edwatkinsmarine.com. We will deliver anywhere. And if you buy a boat from me, Pirate Nation, I will personally deliver it. I love Eastern North Carolina, and we are ready to deal with lots of inventory on hand. We are your one-stop shop for sales and service. Get on the water now with the help of Ed Watkins Marine, and go Pirates.
This tax season, get more in return during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Tax Mania. Update your home for less with savings of 15% off throughout the store. Living room, dining room, and bedroom furniture at savings of 15% off. Save up to 70% off clearance items or get 48 months special financing. Now's the time to get a better night's sleep on a Scott Living or Restonic mattress and enjoy 48 months special financing. Your tax dollars go farther during Tax Mania, now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Hey, Eastern North Carolina, this is Miles Minges. And this is Landon Minges with Minges Bottling Group. We are proud to announce that Pepsi is once again the official soft drink of the ECU Pirates. That's right, Miles. Our family's purple and gold roots run deep. From founding members of the Pirate Club, alumni, and even a team physician, our support over the last 60 years has never wavered. We are Pirates. We're excited to be back at ECU and are honored to serve our great customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. Not only is this the birthplace of Pepsi-Cola, this is our home. Cheers, Pirate Nation. I like the sound of that. Support local, drink local, stay safe, and drink Pepsi.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Whether you're flying for business or for pleasure, enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport to get you where you're going and then home again safely. For your next trip, remember, American Airlines is back at PGV. Book today at aa.com. Pitt Greenville Airport, where the pirates fly.
Pirate Radio.
So you believe in pirates? Pirates aren't Santa. They did exist, they did have treasures, and they did bury it. You know, I had an eye patch when I was 6. Who didn't, my friend? Who didn't?
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or you can visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Also, take a look at your stock market report for today. It was a great day for the market. The Dow was up 30 points and closed at 31,832. The NASDAQ was up 464 points at 13,073, and the S&P was up 54 at 3875. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Sorry. I needed to swallow there for a second. All right, now back to the show. Clip, take it away.
Hi. Wrapping up a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live right now. Duke leading Boston College 52-36 with 14 minutes left to go in the game. Earlier today, Miami a winner over Pitt. Tonight it'll be Wake Forest and Notre Dame. NC State, North Carolina, both in action coming up on Wednesday. Duke will be in action as well if they can close out Boston College in this one. Coming up tonight, you got a ton of conference tournament games going on, including Gonzaga looking to wrap up a perfect season as they take on BYU. They're big favorites in the championship game. What is our update on ECU baseball?
At last check, they were tied at 5 apiece. And they had a pitching change, and that was the last I saw. So I have not been able to check it since
CJ
then.
Mayhew has just came into the game for the Pirates.
All right. So Pirates taking on Duke. The Pirates knocked off the Devils 2 weeks ago, and this one has seen a lot of runs on the board and maybe a lot more runs to be had in this game. CJ Mayhew hoping to fix that for ECU as they have been getting hit today and also hitting Duke pitching on this day in Durham.
He comes into the game with the score tied at 5.
5 apiece, the 1-0.
The 1-0.
Thank you, Corey.
Learfield, IMG College.
Coming up on Wednesday, we will visit with the voice, Jeff Charles. We'll talk to Bryce Williams, former ECU tight end. We will talk to Wade Minter. He is the PA announcer at PNC Arena for the Carolina Hurricanes. So we'll recap the Hurricanes game tonight. They play the Nashville Predators. We will talk about that one with Wade Minter coming up on the show on Wednesday. And really looking forward to our first guest in hour 1 on Wednesday, Spencer Brickhouse, who was a fantastic baseball player at ECU, did a great job on the color analysis with Corey Glore Sunday's ECU baseball game. So we'll talk to him about how much he enjoyed that. And, of course, how much he's ready to get back on the diamond as a member of the Diamondbacks organization. Hopefully he can get out to Arizona soon for spring training and begin his minor league baseball season, as he has not been able to play a lot of baseball here of late. You want to say something?
Let me just say, Clip, he did a fantastic job on the broadcast.
Tomorrow we're going to have Corey, a.k.a. Chandler, talking to Spencer.
Spencer, great to see you again, my friend. You did a stupendous job on the broadcast with me, with the absent Coach Gary Overton. And we just want to say thank you for stepping in for him.
That was actually really good. So have that ready to go tomorrow, Chandler. We're going to utilize that during our show. We might have to talk to the real Corey Glore at some point this week. We try to talk to him every week on the show.
Hello.
Get an ECU baseball report. So we will do that. Hope you enjoyed today's show.
We need to have a Corey Glore impression.
Corey Glore off.
Yeah, Corey Glore off. While Corey is on
the 1-0.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, sounds like a plan. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed our Bud Light ECU report. We talked a lot of ECU athletics today, and it was brought to you by Bud Light, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989, reminding you to stay in the game and drink responsibly. We will see you Thursday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition, and before that, we'll see you Wednesday at 3 o'clock for an all-new edition. We're here every weekday on Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, I'm Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.